Ohuno only be a mobo. So be free bonne why papa nka be mu se yenyame tisi.
Me my friend me mo fancy. If you be do me benefit so. Dia ba ko na me hu da me se me nyanko pon so give me more.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. Citi
97.3. Mami to me ready nani to me bro to me naso aponko ni aponko se tifu ni nara Yesu aka wadu no
Watne wasawa doyemo wako aji wo mai ebiase nyina beti ehunu se wasida no oda se fuwa yako wo boshe na nya bebe ready Yesu we humu bie mwai ebe wasu no kwari mo amwache yesu de kwaino awata be wa yeyenyo inamye wa mama siri ohintese wa yeyenyo wa mominisio anani menje awata be wa yeyenyo inamye wa mama siri ohintese wa yeyenyo wa mominisio anani menje.
The city is alive on 97.3.
Eja wa kwaje wo mai oni eja no mpa mu apambi na wa mana bem ye nchiri menreso
Iradiani ya hodi amoni enchuchaje fo odi nyom for bia shayano na enyanko pon tombere mano ye wa watani ba ya fuadi yes na wa huwa ya fu mobo ashadi ya komude no frumu amati modi fu na manne
I cry na oni use Israel kunkuni Osano nyuma chirese Ubieni wa Ani use rabi
Watape wa yeyenyo Minamye wa mama siri Ohinkese wa yeyenyo Wa maminisyo Anani menjie Watape wa yeyenyo Minamye wa mama
27 minutes past 6. This is from the Gospel All Stars. A few decades ago, they came up with this beautiful one. It's a praise song, it's a praise medley. And that's how we choose to start today's edition of the show. Riding on the wings of a praise song. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, 16th January 2025. Thank you for staying with us. So much to do on the show today. We are well and truly in the second week of Effective Living series with some great insights coming your way as we deal with your personal economy. So let me tell you 3 things successful groups or companies do well. 3 things they do well. Number 1, they value people. Number 2, they praise effort. But more importantly, they reward performance. We've said this before that the most appreciable resource of a company is its people, because everything else you bring in depreciates with time. Only people appreciate with time. So they value people. Number 2, they praise effort. Now I need to explain this. Place high value on praising people, especially new people, young people. But a lot of times we learn to praise their effort, and that praise must be based on truth. not just because you want to make them feel good. So if they put in a good effort, then they deserve to be praised for what they've done. So we value people, we praise their effort, but we only reward performance. So praise must be based on truth of the effort they put in, but reward must be based on performance, not on supposition. So it's almost like a progression: praise, effort, reward, performance. Because at the end of the day, it's only performance that keeps the organization moving. So while we praise effort, reward is reserved for those who actually perform. Because if we start just rewarding effort, some effort is not productive. Effort shows intention, effort shows commitment, but reward shows precision, reward shows accomplishment. So reward must be reserved for those who actually perform. And we know it takes time to perform, because even for group dynamics, groups storm, they norm, they form before they perform. So it takes time to begin to get your act together. It could be a football team, it could even be a vetting committee. Spend a week storming, a couple of days norming, and then they form and eventually perform. So performance is also always at the end. Performance always at the end, which is why reward is reserved for performance. So the question is, what system have you put in place in your life, in your home, at your workplace, to reward the best performance? It's not always money. It could be a promotion. It could be a new assignment. It could be more work. Tell me about it. So value people, praise effort based on truth, and reward performance. That's business sense. Alright, so we will start by going through some newspaper and online headlines with some details and angles and all of that. Business and sports, that's really the structure of the program. But from 7:30, different things happen. Now we have a big announcement to make. We did the first announcement a couple of days ago. We have more information to give you on this very exciting, nation-building, eye-opening, person-enhancing heritage caravan. So that's coming on. The Daily Graphic has a very, very interesting headline: elect MMDCs on partisan lines, experts advocate. So they've brought the fight home. As far as local governance is our number one topic, so we will be discussing that on the show today, basically asking whether that's really the way to go or not. But it's an interactive show, so we're happy to hear from you. So pick up your WhatsApp and send us 054-998-6996. At the end of the day, it's also a local show, so let's know what's happening in your area. You know, we're happy to hear from you either by voice note or by text message. 054-998-6996. Now, the newspaper review is brought to us by Total Energies, and we've introduced the Excellium new formula. It's an additive enriched fuel with a powerful 3-in-1 action. Now that's cleaning, extending, and lowering. So cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. It also lowers your vehicle's CO2 emissions. It's a new formula. Choose Total, choose quality. And of course, Piva Beverage is also happy to be associated with this segment. It's the cocktail fruit drink, the cola flavored fruit drink, the orange flavored fruit drink, as well as the tangerine fruit drink. Call us on 0550-032-231. Piva, a taste you will love. So Danatufo Boateng has been commandeered from the breakfast news to stay on with us for the first part of the show. It's almost like a relay race. Reverend Michael Nwagbewonu.
Fire for fire.
You know, I've known Michael Mabanu since university days.
Wow. Oh, is it?
Look,
wow.
And what is so funny is that even in those days, he will come and do a gospel show, and I will come and do challenge. Some things never change. So we had a show on Radio Universe many years ago. This is like 2001, 2002. So he will come and do the preaching part, and then I will come and do the
campus exclusive.
Yeah. So sometimes he would do a night. I think they had a program I'm not sure the name now, but it was a gospel program. So listen to it. I say it's a list man. It's still burning.
Fireman.
Yeah, I hope it's still burning.
Yeah, we did. Like, oh, we did.
No, I'm not happy with that. I'm not encouraged.
Oh no, the fire is burning.
I'm not encouraged.
No, but when the fire is burning, you will see it.
Okay.
You must not be told.
No, he's he's the son of a Pentecost pastor.
You will see the fire. It must not be told.
Yeah.
So the fire
Because Fire for Fire has kept the fire for 22 years.
I hope you are still burning.
No, it's very important. You have to burn, Charlie. You have to burn. What is the graphic saying today?
The Daily Graphic this morning says, elect MMDCs on partisan lines, experts advocate. New security bosses named. Avoiding fuel shortage, WAPCO delays pipeline cleaning. Resilient leadership key to business growth. This is attributed to Dr. Xiao Ejapong. Convert petroleum margins to taxes. ASAP urges government.
Well, Ghanaian Times this morning, President named security couples Prosper Bani, Charles Kipo, and Kofi Boache Razak occupy top post. An NGO launches initiative to promote access to safe drinking water. Exercise restraint. President appeals to trouble spots, and court restrains woman from traveling out of country with daughter.
The New Republic this morning says chaos at NIB over new DG. Lands Ministry corruption scandal. Woman exposes dirty dealings. Two-Face Kusi Boateng others to surrender diplomatic passport as president recalls diplomatic and service passports. Backben reveals secret MPP NDC romance.
Daybreak Mahama makes top security appointments. Former ADC, now security coordinator Gideon Buako clears air on e-levy and betting tax. Produce the child. Court orders CID, immigration, others. And stop press. Eyebrows raised over whereabouts of Ambassador Sena Xiao Boateng.
Daily Post. Mahama names national security couples. Ibrahim Mahama steps in to fund 160,000 Ghana cedis medical bill for 2-year-old girl with hole in heart complications.
The Daily Searchlight. Mahama kills anti-LGBTQ bill, says teaching proper values in school better than passing a law. Mahama to make nominations to security ministries, agencies this week. 2024 general elections. Stop blaming others. We caused our own defeat, said John to NPP. Okay, who's this John? We'll find out. Mahama Access CEO of Minerals Income and Investment Fund and Accra to host alumni UK Ghana networking reception on January 31.
Business analyst. Ghana places 13th in Africa with lowest fuel price. GSS hosts stakeholders on inflation review to address economic challenges. Gold, cocoa prices to increase in 2025, but Brent crude oil tumbles. This according to a report. Minority Caucus calls for boycott of oral team invitations. Banks in Ghana remain exposed to global environmental risks. Fitch asserts.
Right. Chronicle this morning. Court orders retrieval of child from unlawful detention by mother. Vetting of ministers. Chairman shielding Mahama nominees. This is from proper scrutiny. This is from the minority. They are alleging and Boko conflict. Mahama buckles down. Versus Nairi Otumfo is next. And the final one, energy experts back ECG privatization. This is an article on leadership, resilient leadership key to business growth. NIC allays fears of traders over market insurance. GCB Bank commences pediatric unit construction at UG Hospital. Exciting one there. And Cashew traders condemn price disruptions and fair practices. Bernard, the cashew is very expensive.
We'll come to that. I don't usually read adverts on this segment, but somebody has sent me something I can't avoid.
Right.
Good morning, Bernard.
Yes.
I hope all is well.
Yes.
Please help me tell the National Regional Constituency Executive of Ashaiman to choose lawyer Akuko for the MCG job. Listen to this. He said Akuko will turn Ashaiman into his Legon. The only estate in Ashaiman is lawyer Akuko Estate. And he's the man for the job. Signed, Ashaiman citizen.
Akuko all the way. Akuko all the way.
No, the thing they weak me. No, he said the only estate in Ashaiman is lawyer Akuko Estate.
Thank you.
Akuko will turn Ashaiman into his Legon. No, Charlie, Ashaiman people.
Concern Ashaiman citizen.
No, we have to do a debate.
Akuko sport.
Hey! No. I'll tell you more about Kuko later. Okay. Now, let me take you online for some quick headlines. So, we've received over 700 petitions oral. This is citinewsroom.com. Dubik Muhammad says no need to for a new private sector participation in ECG. He was speaking on Citi TV last night. Sami Krab eyes MPP national chairmanship for 2026. Meanwhile, Poo says we are only against intended mode of privatizing ECG. In other stories, we are still shocked by outcome of parliamentary results. This is Justin Kodia. And then Park says free tuition for first year students will proceed despite criticism. These are all headlines from Citi. Still on that website, Amin Adam has inspired confidence in Ghana's economic future. This is the IMF boss. Nice. And then I will ensure regional development and complete all stalled projects. Ashanti Regional Minister Designate. That's the young doctor. Amwakohine. If you go to Channel 1 News, 40% commercial losses falls Dubik Mahama speaking. Also, National Cathedral officials, former MPs, others asked to return diplomatic passports by January 24.
Return it.
So they have a few days to they have a few days to show that
for the last
challenge. This is going to call it for the last. Now, COPEC says fuel shortage efforts are underway to restore situation to normal. And then there's no need for public tribunals, minority tribunal. Now, there's an interesting sort of mini debate going on the way the vetting has been going on. So, for example, the minority says the chairman of the committee is being harsh, trying to intimidate members. Meanwhile, Dafia Mekpo says vetting committee minority members were asking frivolous questions. Roxanne, why are you doing that? Now, all those are on Citi. Now, it's a very interesting story on my journal, like quite troubling, I should say. Joy News on Him sustains life-threatening injuries in police illegal miners clash. Yeah. Meanwhile, Malian Prime Minister arrives in Accra with special message for Mahama. Still on journalism, Kofi Adoma shot in his eye during during firing of musketry. So he was caught in a line of fire, undergoing urgent treatment. You know, Kofi Onwanweni Adoma, a journalist who does his own shows, we are told he's having some challenge there. And then a few more stories. We are not investigating, we are validating. Domelevo clarifies oral committee's role. If I go to Class FM, their lead story, run your dancing craft as a business. Ajete Sowa urges young dancers. Do you know Ajete Sowa?
The legendary Embassy Dobudu.
I tell you. Meanwhile, NDC challenges parliamentary results in 3 Ashanti constituencies. That's also on Class FM. Now, globally, there's one huge story. Gaza ceasefire deal reached by Israel and Hamas. The BBC leads with this. Almost all portals are leading with this as well. Israel, Hamas agreed to ceasefire deal to pause, not to stop, but to pause. Let me take you across Africa quickly. Lots of stories. So Mozambique's new president has been sworn in amid post-election violence. A dam has been destroyed in northern Sudan after a drone strike. CAF has raised the prize money for the winner of Chan 2025. And then there's a military trial going on in Uganda for their opposition leader. And then rescuers in South Africa bring to surface mining about 78 bodies. So there's some mining stuff. Let's start with the MMDC story.
Right, front page of the Daily Graphic.
Akuko wants the job.
Elect MMDCs on partisan lines. Experts advocates. Story by Samuel Dodu. 3 political scientists and a legal luminary have stressed the need for the election of metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives, MMDCs, on partisan lines. During a panel discussion yesterday on the country's local government system at the 76th annual New Year School, they said doing so would enhance democratic governance in the country and improve accountability at the local level. Now let's look at who these experts are. The panelists are an independent scholar and political scientist, Professor Joseph Achu-Ayi, a former dean of the University of Ghana School of Law. Professor Kofi Kwashiga, a senior lecturer and former head of the Department of Political Science, University of Ghana. Dr. Mame Adjua Jeche Jando, And Executive Director of the Institute of Democratic Governance, IDEG, that's Dr. Emmanuel Akwete.
So what are they saying?
They are of the view that the election of the MMDCs by the citizenry on political party lines would ensure inclusive development and improve public services at the local assemblies. They further cited examples from other jurisdictions such as Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, United Kingdom, Germany, where local authorities were elected by the people on a partisan basis that have enhanced good governance at the local level to buttress the
So
point.
Ghanaian Times has an angle on this one. This was happening at the 76th annual New Year's School at the University of Ghana, and they are saying MMDCs must be accountable to electorates.
Okay.
So panel, the issue of accountability, this is a quote, is crucial. If you look at the current system, MMDCs are appointed by the president. What has happened is that MMDCs feel more accountable to the president than to the electorate, who have a say in their selection. Dr. Akwete urged that this lack of direct accountability to the electorate had led to several governance issues at the local government level, including a lack of respect for traditional leaders and impunity by some MMDCEs. They have run riot. There is impunity by some of the MMDCEs. In terms of accountability, we have not been there.
So well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Now let's continue with other stories. The security sector, the president has selected some people.
President makes appointments.
Correct.
New security bosses named, page 13 of the Daily Graphic. President John Dramani Mahama has made key appointments to the national security setup with retired Commissioner of Police, COP Jonathan. Hey, is he Jonathan or Nathan?
Nathan.
Yes, he should be Nathan.
Yes, it's a mistake. Nathan.
Yeah, as the new director of operations at the presidency, he will oversee operational effectiveness in security matters. The appointments announced via a statement signed by the acting spokesperson to the president, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, in Accra yesterday, also had a former chief of staff, Prosper Douglas Bani, as national security advisor to the president, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCOP Abdul Osman Razak, as the national security coordinator, and Charles Kipo as the Director General of the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB.
Okay.
Still on security, President Mahama is appealing to the people of Boko to exercise restraint. Julius Yaupetechi writes for Ghanaian Times, President John Dramani Mahama has appealed to the chiefs and subjects in the Kusol and Mampurugu traditional areas to exercise restraint and cooperate with stakeholders to ensure lasting peace in their communities. The president has therefore assured the overlord of the Kusol and Mampurugu traditional areas, Abugrago Zograng Azoka II and Na Buhagu Mahami Abdullahi Sheriga II, respectively, of government's commitment to resolving the decades-old conflict. He was speaking at separate meetings with the traditional rulers on Tuesday in Boko and Nalerugu in the northern region as part of his trip to the troubled area and his first major assignment outside the capital since assuming office on January 7.
Tell me about diplomatic passports. We are told the government is asking that some categories of people to return.
Yes, page 11. Julius Yaupetechi writes still for the Ghanaian Times. Government recalls diplomatic and service passports. So government has recalled all diplomatic and service passports issued by the Eswell administration. This exercise, the government says, aligns with its commitment to ensuring the proper use and administration of official travel documents by national and international standards. Quote, the recall aims to prevent misuse, safeguard the country's reputation, and maintain the integrity of our diplomatic engagements. This was contained in a letter signed by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Callistus Mahama.
All right, now still with other stories this morning, I want to take you to the ECG because there's a number of stories there.
Privatization.
A discussion over whether to privatize or not. Samodwik Mahama is the former MD or immediate past MD of ECG. He says no need for new power sector participation in ECG because according to him, there's already private sector participation at the mid-train level. He was speaking on the point of view yesterday. Now, during vetting on January 13, Energy Minister Designate John Tinapo reiterated President Mahama's commitment to privatizing power distribution in Ghana, citing the need for enhanced efficiency. But on the point of view yesterday, Samodwik Mahama says at the metering point under the loss reduction program, the ECG has moved from its previous position where it used to look for large sums of money to buy meters to come and install, and that now private people are involved in that. Meanwhile, PU, which is the Public Utility Workers Union, say they are against the intended mode of privatization and not necessarily the concept of privatization. We are not totally against privatization of ECG, but the mode of the tangent they want to go is what the problem is, Mr. Nyami stated. Still on the same program, the former MP for Bongo, who is one of the members of the President's Committee on Energy, is basically saying privatization is key to retooling and harnessing private sector expertise. All these experts or people spoke on the point of view yesterday. All right.
Well, let's look at Cashew, and page 3 of the BNFT says Cashew traders condemn price disruption and fair practices. The Cashew Traders and Exporters Association of Ghana has expressed concern over unlawful practices by some unauthorized foreign traders in the market. The association has claimed that its livelihood is under threat, alleging that foreign traders are manipulating the market by purchasing commodities at inflated prices, thereby disrupting established trade practices. This activity, the local association has said, may potentially lead to collapse of the local cashew industry.
Bernard, I've been doing some reading around this cashew nuts thing.
Talk to me.
And according to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture's data, our production has increased from 95,000 tons of raw cashew nuts in 2017 to an estimated 160,000 tons in 2021.
So what's the problem?
And when you look at the hectares too, we've increased from 98,000 to 223,000. So the reason why I'm concerned is because I've been buying the cashew nuts lately and it's expensive.
So we'll probably have to get into the supply chain. I think one of the problems is that a lot of these international companies coming and they buy directly, and the system is not growing the industry value chain. That's the problem. Now, still with commodities, cocoa is also an issue, right?
Yeah, we have 3 trucks with 1,473 bags of cocoa beans confiscated. Bia Mukasa Ali is writing from Sunyani for Daily Graphic this morning that the Anti-Cocoa Smuggling Task Force Division of the Ghana Cocoa Board has intercepted 3 trucks loaded with 1,473 maxi bags of cocoa beans, allegedly being smuggled out of the country. The trucks with their registration numbers provided here were suspected to be transporting the cocoa beans through Nkrankwanta to Togo and Burkina Faso. The administrator of Cocoa Board in the Bono regional capital, Sunyani, Michael P.K. Asumanu, told journalists that the task force acted on a tip-off to intercept the trucks at Doma, Hinkro and Nkrankwanta and handed them over to the police. There's a bit of a breakdown here. Quote, if we repackage the 1,473 maxi bags of cocoa into the normal 64 kg, we will get more than 2,000 bags of cocoa beans, which is a huge sum of money the country would have lost.
Now, serious stuff here. Now, according to Oral, the chairman, Okuzeto Ablakwa, says they've received over 700 petitions. He was speaking on the City newsroom last night. The chairman of the Operation Recover All Loot Committee, Samuel Okuzeto Ablakwa MP, has announced that the committee will soon present its report to the president. Now, he said the committee is currently reviewing 700 petitions received from the public. Speaking on City Newsroom's 8 p.m. bulletin, the North MP noted that the committee's work is aimed at ensuring accountability and keeping government officials in check. And he says they are also compiling all the cases and will be presenting their report to the president shortly. Now, there appears to be a fuel shortage in town, and we have a story from COPEC trying to allay fears of a fuel shortage. So if you listen to Eyewitness News yesterday, they spoke to COPEC, they spoke to the
Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors.
Exactly. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers which is like an advocacy group in the petroleum sector, has confirmed ongoing efforts to resolve the current fuel shortage affecting some regions. Now, this follows the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies warning of potential fuel shortage in the coming days. Now, the Consumers Chamber attributes the looming crisis to suspension. Actually, so this is confusing. The chamber they're referring to is the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. Now, I'm told they deny attributing the potential shortage to the suspension of the Good for Oil program. They say they haven't really said this, but this is what we inferred from the interview. Be that as it may, Duncan Amwa, who's the executive secretary of COPEC, said that significant measures are being taken to rectify the matter. He explained that behind the scenes work has been done to address the imbalance in supply. And then when we spoke to the Chamber of Bulk Distributors, he also says that there will not be a shortage in the coming days. Dr. Patekofori reassured the public that there is enough fuel at the port with supply expected to increase. Now, I need to say that I visited a couple of stations yesterday, and they said they didn't have super, but they had premium super. So, these XP, whatever. So, I think 2 of them, when you go, they will say if you want super normal, you wouldn't get, but if you wanted the other, you would get. So, I don't know. But according to the key institutions in this, the shortage is not serious and that it will be resolved.
Yeah.
He says over the next week or 2, they are expecting about 100,000 metric tons of petrol to arrive in Ghana. There's no cause for alarm. Our members do not face any capacity or financial constraints. Nothing of that sort will happen, Dr. Ofori said.
But with the prices we are paying for fuel, I'm saying that
Business analyst is reporting that Ghana places 13th in Africa with lowest fuel price. Ghana moved 3 steps downwards to place 13th in Africa with the lowest fuel price in Africa. According to globalpetrolprices.com, Ghana's average petrol price of $1.051 per litre in January 2025 compared to about $0.985 per litre in December 2024 ranks it 53rd globally from the previous 43rd. Libya retained the number 1 position in Africa with the lowest fuel price of $0.030 per litre on the African continent, but second globally. Angola and Egypt came second and third respectively, and then from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th were Algeria, Sudan, Nigeria, Tunisia, Ethiopia and Liberia.
But Graphic has an interesting editorial. Local poultry sector needs support to grow. Data available indicates that as of 2021, imports of chicken and other poultry products were above $300 million, funds that could have been channeled into other sectors of the economy. In 2022, for instance, the total national consumption requirement for poultry was 324,047 metric tons. However, local production was only 15,000 metric tons, representing 5% of the national requirement. So Graphic is pushing for local poultry to be supported.
This is the thing. We need a lot of work in agribusiness, which is probably why the Ministry of Trade has been, because we're talking cashew, we're talking poultry. This is where the economy really helps. So we need to deal with that. Now let me give you a very troubling journalistic story, 2 of them actually. Joy News or Interior sustains life-threatening injuries in police illegal miners clash story on their website. A police operation to clamp down on activities of illegal miners who have pitched camp in the Offing Shelter Belt Forest Reserve at Anwiafutu near Ninehin in the Ashanti region turned violent as 4 people sustained various degrees of injury. Joy News assistant editor Ohim Interior, embedded in the team, was among those injured by a mob of illegal miners. He was following up on an earlier story he did on the illegal mining operations of Cleans Jobs Resources Limited. He sustained head and chest injuries, twisted fingers, and multiple cuts on his body after surviving a machete attack in what appears to be an attempt to cut off his right leg. The mob seized the team's cameras, mobile phones, power bank, Bluetooth devices, money and lenses, among other personal effects, and also damaged 2 minibuses used by the team. The police team from the Ashanti Regional Police Headquarters in Kumasi, which included the media and excavator mechanics and operators, stormed the mining site of Clean Jobs at 9 a.m. on Friday, December 20. So this is not even this week. Now the details are now emerging of what happened. Now, still on journalists in the line of fire, Kofi Adoma shot in the eye during firing of musketry, undergoing urgent treatment. So renowned journalist Kofi Adoma Wanweni is receiving urgent medical treatment in Dubai to restore sight in one of his eyes. This follows an accidental shooting incident at a funeral in Doma in the Bono region by last week. Now, details my online revealed the accident occurred during the firing of musketry behind some chiefs at a traditional event. If you've been at a funeral where that thing is fired, bro, sometimes you have to take cover. According to sources close to Kofi CEO Kofi Adoma, he was repositioning himself when gunpowder from one of the guns which had been fired struck his face. The incident caused severe injury to one of his eyes, leaving him unable to see. His other eye was also affected, resulting in blurry vision. Initial medical attention was provided in Ghana before he's transferred to Dubai for specialized treatment. We wish Kofi and Ohime the best of luck. Get well soon. Keep up the good work, all journalists.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out on your side. And when you dream, no say I live by you. fidelity. If you believe with us, fidelity. If I know I dey your side, fidelity.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangerine. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ah, go me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish Magobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand the Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The gogo.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So Nash Shikasis is joining us with the Citi Business News. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Africa's Center for Energy Policy, ASEP, advocates for commercialization of bulk oil storage and transportation company BOST. Also coming up, commodities market poised for contrasting outcomes in 2025 as researchers forecast strong performances for gold, while crude oil is projected to face challenges. And later, Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index rise by over 54%, achieving a year-to-date return of 2.27%. We settle for the details of our stories now. The Africa Center for Energy Policy, ASEP, is making a strong case for the commercialization of bulk oil storage and transportation company BOST and its eventual listing on the stock exchange. The energy think tank argues that BOST has deviated from its core mandate of sustaining strategic fuel stocks and is now engaging in commercial activities, thereby competing directly with private sector bulk distribution companies, BDCs. BOST currently controls about 20% of the petroleum import market through the Gold for Oil program and additionally receives nearly 600 million Ghana cedis annually for margins imposed on petroleum products while competing with private businesses that are subject to taxes. Policy lead for petroleum and conventional energy at ASEP, Kwadwo Yauche, has been addressing the media.
The market we operate now shows that we do not need BOST. Or if we will continue to have BOST, then we should commercialize it and list it on the stock exchange. This will ensure transparency and accountability in BOST operations while reducing the burden on consumers. That's another 12 pesos kicked out of the payment. Thirdly, we have to end the premix subsidy. All investigations on premix operations in Ghana shows that the final consumers are not getting the product at the price that we are paying the subsidy for. There are some people that have allocated the product among themselves and sell above the subsidized rate. So if the people who are supposed to get a product are not getting it at the rate we want them to get it because of social equity concerns, then why do we still keep having it? We should cancel it.
Kojo Yaushe is policy lead for petroleum and conventional energy at the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP. Now, the executive chairman of AB and David Ofosu-Dotse, is calling for affordable electricity to be prioritized as Ghana aims to accelerate its industrialization efforts, with the government considering the privatization of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. David Ofosu-Dotse stressed that ensuring accessible and competitive electricity rates is crucial for the country's economic progress. He's been speaking at the 10th anniversary of Synergy Global Holdings on the theme Development Priorities to Achieve the Next Wave of National Development in Ghana.
No country in the world ever industrialized by selling power at more than 6 cents per kilowatt hour. So I had a meeting in Niger with a group of African leaders, and we were talking about power. And there were a whole lot of discussion, and I told them that, look, if you are currently selling power at 19 cents and you are going for elections and you drop it to 13 cents, you win an election. But that will not industrialize you. Nobody will industrialize at more than 6 cents. So unless we have direct arrangement where we sell power to selected industries at 6 cents or below, we can't industrialize. And this is a subject matter we need to deal with if we come to privatize ECG as the government has promised. Now, without thinking about this, you may find a solution to ECG's problem and privatize it, but create a problem of not being able to industrialize because it was an open privatization. So the problem is not privatization, it's how you structure it.
David Ofosu-Dotse is executive chairman of AB and David. Now, the commodities market is poised for contrasting outcomes in 2025, with gold and cocoa set to deliver strong performances, while Brent crude oil continues to face challenges. This is according to a Databank research market outlook for 2025. Gold prices, which surged by 25.6% in 2024 due to geopolitical tensions and inflation concerns, are expected to rise further. There's more in the following report.
According to the report, prices of gold will range between $2,600 and $3,100 per ounce, fueled by potential interest rate cuts from the U.S. Federal Reserve and sustained demand from central banks. Local investors in Ghana are encouraged to diversify their portfolios by considering gold-backed securities as a hedge against economic uncertainties, such as the Ghana gold coin introduced by the Bank of Ghana. Cocoa prices are also forecasted to remain elevated, closing the year between $7,000 and $9,000 per ton. Persistent supply challenges, as exacerbated by the implementation of the EU deforestation regulation, are likely to constrain global cocoa output. On the other hand, Brent crude oil prices, which declined by 20.31% in 2024, are projected to stabilize below $76 per barrel in 2025. Factors such as high U.S. inventories, economic slowdowns in major consuming nations, and a global shift towards cleaner energy are expected to weigh on demand.
That was a Business Desk report filed by my colleague Emmanuel Opong. Moving on, the Ghana Stock Exchange GSE Composite Index rose by 54.18 points to close at 4,999.72 points, achieving a year-to-date return of 2.27%. According to the GSE full-year market activities report, this performance highlights a robust year for investors. There's more in the following report.
The GSE Financial Index also edged up by 1.20 points to 2,387.16 points, with a year-to-date return of 0.27%. Trading volumes on the Ghana Stock Exchange surged by 1,743.31%, with 1,777,340 shares traded, compared to the previous session's 96,421 shares. The total value value of shares also saw an increase of 2,915.02%. MTN Ghana led trading activity with 1,645,647 shares exchanged at a value of 4,221,800 Ghana cedis 70 pesos. MTN Ghana and GCB recorded gains of 5 pesos each, closing at 2 Ghana cedis 60 pesos and 6 Ghana cedis 41 pesos respectively. Banking equities saw limited activity, with Ecobank Ghana trading 235 shares at 6 cedis 50 pesos, while Standard Chartered Bank remained unchanged at 23 Ghana cedis. Mining equities were mixed, with Atlantic Lithium Ghana trading 373 shares at 6 Ghana cedis 12 pesos, while Asante Gold recorded no activity. Petroleum equities, including Goil and Total Energies, recorded no trading activity, maintaining their share prices at 1 Ghana cedi 52 pesos and 13 Ghana cedi 20 pesos respectively.
Natalie Jaho with that report. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar could be sold to you at 16 cedis. The British pound is going for 19 cedis 20 pesos, and the euro could be sold to you at 16 cedis 30 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and Ecobank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy, chop money. Cratchy, mommy, my rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the Chop Life we got. Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and Chop Life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more. Dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma. The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial star 550 hash and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
12 minutes past the hour of 7. Good energy brings you Goil Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Super XP is quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel, fortified with special additives that give longevity to your vehicle, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel. Call Good Energy Go. Yeah, dear. Christmas is here again, and Momo from MTN is sending out love. When your loved ones send money from abroad onto your Momo wallet, you receive 300 MB of data for free. Each time you receive money from abroad via Momo, you automatically get 300 megabytes of data to go online and show all your friends and family how you are celebrating this festive season. So just Momo this Christmas and beyond. Terms and conditions apply. Ecobank is raising an alert about fraudsters. Be extra vigilant. Don't trust any phone call, text message, or email from anybody posing as an Ecobank staff and assisting you to update your bank details. So try to gain your trust and persuade you to give out your personal account details. Don't do this now. Bank account details can only be updated at an Ecobank branch. The Ecobank app can only be upgraded at the App Store or the Play Store. Linking your Ghana card to your EcoBank account is at any EcoBank branch or at www.ecobank.com. If in doubt, call 0800 003 225, toll free.
I've been a taxi when I did taxi, now you could be my love. Who was a taxi, and I could not see that you was not in love. It no matter again. I don't drink on my pain.
Kickoff is next with Bernard Abeku, brought to you by Zonda Ghana, your one-stop shop for quality trucks, Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, and more. At Zonda, we do not only create opportunities and empower people, we also provide top-notch after-sales service for all your heavy and light-duty trucks. Call us on 0501 772 222. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Odegaard with the vision to spot Trossard. Brilliant goal! Leandro Trossard! 2 goals in 4 minutes! Arsenal lead for the first time tonight in the North London derby.
So we get into the sport. Bernard Abeku.
Was fantastic. Well, Arsenal reigniting their title ambitions. So with a 2-1 win over rivals Tottenham Hotspurs at the Emirates last night. Reactions coming up in a bit, and we will also look ahead to this.
You have to pay attention. It's not about football. Sorry, the football fans and the administrators, but we believed that they've taken too much. And when it happens that way, it looks like we are not happy.
Ghana Boxing Authority President Abraham Kote Nikwe cautions the incoming sports minister not to focus only on football. All of that plus some tennis news right here on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Bernard Abeku. Thanks to Shell V Power and Zonda GH. Let's get into this now. Now, interestingly, reports suggest that John Pinto and Joseph Leumann, assistant coaches for the Black Stars, are on the verge of being dismissed by the Ghana Football Association. Sources indicate that the Ghana Football Association is in talks with a Belgian and a Serbian to replace them, though their identities remain undisclosed. The technical team led by Otoado has faced intense criticisms from Ghanaian football fans after failing to qualify the Black Stars for the upcoming AFCON in Morocco, marking the first time in 20 years that Ghana will miss the tournament. The Black Stars of Ghana do have 2 crucial games coming up in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Madagascar later in March this year. Away from that, Ghanaian sprinter Benjamin Azamati donated 10,000 Ghana cedis to traders affected by the Kantamanto fire. That's the Kantamanto market fire. The January 1st inferno destroyed over 60% of the market, displacing traders and costing millions of cedis in losses. Azamati, a national 100 meters record holder, expressed his solidarity with the victims, emphasizing the importance of giving back to the community. The donation aims to assist traders in rebuilding their businesses and livelihoods. Let's do some other stuff. Now, President of the Ghana Boxing Authority, Abraham Kote Nikwe, has cautioned the incoming sports minister against focusing solely on football. He urged the appointees expected to be named by President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to prioritize all sports sectors equally. The race to appoint Ghana's next sports minister has sparked widespread discussions with notable names like Neelante Vanderpoy, the former Minister for Youth and Sports, Wisdom Kobla Mensah Woyome, the chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sport during the 8th Parliament, and Dr. Randy Abe, plus Rashid Perpo and others emerging as potential candidates.
It will be a good job for that minister not to rely on only football. If it happens that I am there, I'll move into a different style. You understand? You have to pay attention. It's not about football. Sorry, the football fans and the administrators, but we believed that they've taken too much. And when it happens that way, it looks like we are not happy. I know some discipline has pray that football, they should go and lose, thinking that if they lose, the minister will pay attention to the other federations.
Well, let's get into some other stuff. And some Ghanaians have been speaking to City Sports and what they make of the promise to scrap the 10% on bet winnings. Their reactions come on the back of Finance Minister Designate Dr. Cashew Ato Forson reigniting or reiterating the NDC's administration's intention to eliminate the controversial 10% tax placed on bet winnings.
But the 10% don't favor us, so I would like the government just to remove the 10%. It's something that everybody can work together and we know what to do. And too, I love football so much, so just like a football analyst. So
what Mandora is saying is true because the bet we didn't get any profit on it, so we have to remove on it. So everything is good for us. So we let our president do everything for us.
Alright, away from there, let's travel to the international front and talk about the greatest league on planet Earth, the English Premier League. Well, at the St. James Park, a lot of reactions as Alexander Isak continued his superb form with 2 goals and an assist as Newcastle equaled their club record of 9 straight wins in all competitions with a 3-0 victory over Wolves. Well, interestingly, David Moyes' return to Everton was ruined by Oli Watkins' second half winning goal for Aston Villa. A clinical display from Crystal Palace inflicted a 6 straight Premier League defeats on Leicester City and increased pressure on manager Ruud van Nistelrooy with Jean-Philippe Mateta and Maguire with the goals for Palace. At the Emirates, Arsenal moved to within 4 points of Premier League leaders Liverpool with victory over Tottenham in the North London derby at the Emirates Stadium. The Gunners, who have played a game more than Liverpool, were desperate to return to winning ways after losing at home to Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg and then going out to Manchester United on penalties in the FA Cup third round. Let's get some reactions. Here's Arsenal's Lewis Skelly elated with his performance.
It was amazing, man. It's everything that I lived up to in my dreams. Well, I couldn't believe it. I had to take in every moment of every second of the game, so honestly it was amazing, honestly.
In respects of like the game itself and you getting used to the game, because I know that Mikel started, he's giving you 60 minutes, 90 minutes, you're training with the guys obviously all the time. How does it feel physically for you? How are you feeling about when you got the 60 minutes, 6 minutes, then the 90? How do you feel?
Well, first obviously it's hard getting used to it, but I feel like my body's adjusting now and I feel great, you know. I just want to carry on doing it.
On the losing end, here's Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou.
You end up having to leave here with defeat. What did you make overall of your team's performance?
Yeah, look, nowhere near good enough. Especially in the first half, we're just way too passive and I allowed Arsenal to sort of dictate the game. Like I said, we hung in there, but that's all we were doing. And second half was a little bit better, but nowhere near good enough. And unacceptable.
What can you do about that when you're standing on the sidelines and you can see that your team are too passive?
Well, ultimately, I guess the responsibility lies to me and how we prepared the players and what their mindset was going out there. Certainly wasn't our intent when we started the game. Like I said, second half was a little bit better, but certainly in the first half, nowhere near the standards we want to set.
Ange Postecoglou is Spurs manager. The fun continues today. We have 2 more games coming up. Ipswich versus Brighton at 7:30 p.m. and Manchester United take on Southampton at 8 p.m. We have live radio commentary for you on 97.3 Citi FM later tonight alongside Talk Sport. In the Serie A, Inter Milan stumbled in the Serie A title race as they were held to a battling draw at home to, of course, by mid-table team Bologna. The result means that the defending champions have failed to go within a point of leaders Napoli. Although Inter, now 3 points back, do have a game in hand over their rivals. Let's finish off with some tennis results from the Australian Open. In the women's singles, Emma Raducanu is through to the third round for the first time in her career with a 6-3, 7-5 victory over American opponent Amanda, Africa's only tennis player, Jabi of Tunisia, is also through to the third round after beating Colombia's Camila Osorio 7-5, 6-3. And that's your sports this morning. Later on in the afternoon, we'll come your way with the very latest. But join us on TV at 11 on Channel 1 TV for the very latest in the world of sports. Head to citisportsonline.com for more sports stories. On X, we are at City Sports GH. Thanks to Zonda GH and Shell V Power. I am Bernard Baker. Sports is life. Get involved.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal, but the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, poor pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sale service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off the Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power. Because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell. Go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
It's time for Belmont flavored milk. It's Belmont time.
Belmont flavored milk. It's maliciously delicious. For bulk distribution, give us a call on 0544 335 900. Another quality product from Bell Aqua. This advert is FDA approved.
Belmont flavored milk. Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
At ShopRite, our low price promise is to always help you save when you need it most. Make every CD count this January and save big on deals like 1 liter Monteagle Long Life Full Cream Milk,
only $29.99 each. And 300 grams Kellogg's Cornflakes cereal for just $39.99. Don't miss out. Visit your nearest ShopRite and save more this January. Offers valid until 26 January 2025. ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust. Always.
Join the fun and excitement of an 8-day trip through 14 regions around Ghana. That's the Heritage Caravan 2025.
The places we visited, the road trip itself was awesome.
Everything was good, yes. Even the Bui Dam was very educational.
If you're a lover of nature, adventure, road trips, or you just want to get away for a few days, then Heritage Caravan is the perfect experience for you.
It gave us an opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful way. It's my first time visiting most of the attractive sites that we went to, and it was amazing. And the people, the connection.
A week of an immersive Ghanaian experience, be it food, music, nature, culture, or history, the Heritage Caravan has it all. And you'll definitely have a blast when it comes to the Jama on the bus, the networking, and the bonding. Heritage Caravan 2025 is from the 2nd to the 9th of March 2025. Call 0205-973-973 now to secure your seat on the Caravan.
It was an out of this world experience. I want to register before I leave here this evening, and I'll make an advance payment immediately. I don't want to miss out. You have to experience this. You have to experience this.
The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I needed you? I needed you so badly. How did you know I'd give my heart gladly? Yesterday I was one of the lonely people. Now you're lying close to me, making love to me. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Where did you come from, angel? How did you know I'll be the one? Did you know you're everything I prayed for? Did you know every night and day for every day, needing love and satisfaction? Now you're lying next to me, giving it to me. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Kiss me, you sexy thing. Touch me, baby, you sexy thing. I love the way you touch me, darling, you sexy thing. Oh, sexy.
7:34 on the 16th. All right. Few happy birthday greetings to Enoch Yeboah Japan, mechanical engineer, sustainability consultant, Mandela Washington Fellow, ship alumni, and an Infantipim old boy. And all roads lead to PIWC Atomic this Sunday for the birthday Thanksgiving service, child naming and dedication, and a great reunion. So not really sure who this is coming in from.
Enoch is a big man.
No, it's coming to him.
Yes, it's his birthday.
Okay, and it's coming from you.
It's from his friends.
Okay,
his loved
so
ones.
Enoch Yeboah at Japan is celebrating his birthday today, the 16th. Happy birthday to you, Enoch, and to Mrs. Deborah Bonnie of PURC. You are not only an amazing wife but also an incredible mother to the DBs. God bless you now and always from your husband, Derek, and the children, Derek Jr., Daisy, and Delvin. Happy birthday to Eugene Baule, teaches economics at Academic City University, and also head of SME banking at Omni Basic. Enjoy your day. Once upon a time, an analyst on our Sunday late afternoon sports program, Score Line. So much to do on the show this morning.
You sexy thing. Kiss me. You sexy thing.
For an announcement on Heritage Caravan coming up shortly.
You sexy thing. I love the way you touch me, darling.
Some highlights of a very fascinating debate held at the New Year School yesterday. 4 experts, 3 professors and 1 PhD, discussing whether we should vote for MMDCs or not. We're told that there's so much lobbying for MCE position. Yesterday there was a newspaper story that said for one of the Tong constituencies, over 40 applications had been sent for the post of MCE. Oh yes. Even this morning, somebody sent me an advert that they should choose Mr. Akuko for MC for Ashama. That he was the best choice. Hey! Lobbying on steroids. Now, no matter what you want to do with your investment, real estate is a key part of every wealth portfolio. That's why you need to make it a point to own some. Now, Apollonia City, we're offering you the chance to own premium plots at competitive prices with up to 3-year payment plans. We have service lands with access to water and electricity, tarred roads, solar powered street lights, and more. Now, with the construction of the Adenta Dodowa Highway underway, you are assured that your property is going to be accessible. Call Apollonia City 0275 577 577. That's Apollonia City. Central University invites applications for the 2024-25 academic year. Following newly accredited programs, we are now offering undergrad and postgraduate offerings in MSc Accounting, MPhil Accounting, MBA Human Resource Management, which is 18 months, MBA Entrepreneurship, MBA Finance, and MBA Accounting. We also have MA in Education, MPhil in Education, Bachelor of Public Health, Postgraduate Diploma in Education, and more. Apply now to enjoy flexible payment terms. We also have exclusive discounts for all alumni, ICGC members, IGCC pastors, and their children. Hey! Hey, yo! This is what you call mother side, father side.
No, I was join the church one weekend and said that I'm a member.
You did a track record. So, exclusive discount for alumni, ICGC members, their pastors, and their children. Now call 0307 020540, or you can marry an ICGC member to make your life easy. So it reduces the options.
No comment.
Maternal inheritance.
No comment.
Go to central.edu.gh for more information. Central University raising transformational leaders through faith, integrity, and excellence. You know, Frima, I was in level 100 or so, 200 when Central University started. I think it was 2000 and it was around that time. So they are in their 20 something. So they've done well. They've done very, very well. You know, there was some small corner at Bataeko. Now they have a huge campus at Miocho. So
well.
So give them a call. What's the number again? And tell them Bernard said you should apply. That there's also a discount for Citi Breakfast Show listeners.
It's necessary.
So 0307-020-540 or go to central.edu.gh. Tell the chancellor that Bernard says should give you a discount. Now, if your light is going off rough, maybe you don't have Translight Solar. Now, it's actually the future of energy. Your trusted solar brand for a decade. We're now making it easier for you to own a reliable solar power system. With our flexible payment plans starting from 49,000 Ghana cedis, you can now power your home or business with just 30% upfront payment and spread the rest for over 24 months. Yeah, it's that simple. So say goodbye to Doomsaw and Hot Nights. This year marks our 10th anniversary and we're celebrating you. Be among the first to and take advantage of our exclusive offer. Call us on 0504-249-229 or 0206-542-454 or visit translightsolar.com to schedule your free consultation. Translight Solar, wherever there's sunlight, there is Translight. I'm playing you songs.
I like it.
No,
I like it. Yeah.
No, this time I'm not joking, crowd.
Me like.
She's in Kokot.
Me like. No, I came.
I'm not losing God.
I came.
This is John Cicada. And just another day. And while we're at it, a happy birthday to Mrs. Sabina Aka from your daughters Enyima, Mami Ebe, and Baba. Charlie, this name Enyima, the first guy I knew is Enyima Aka Ekpo. He was my SRC president.
It's heavy.
Charlie, it's a no, this is a Kwame Nkrumah type of name.
It's heavy. You need to stand up on the third one.
Yes. So Sabina Aka, your daughter's Enyima. So it looks like Enyima is a unisex name. Because I know a guy who's called Enyima.
Okay.
And this is a lady, Enyima.
But I know Enima. Enima, you know, without the what? Yeah, it sounds like, but we have Enima.
Enima.
Yeah.
But it's also Nzima.
Enima doesn't sound.
No, Nzima doesn't sound.
Maybe it's Nzima that they have spoiled.
Or maybe I can't that even Nzimafied it.
No, Nzima first. Nzima is the heavyweight, and Aka is the
descendant.
Nzima is the original.
At the top and it's descendant.
Yes.
So by the time it gets down, the wire is gone.
You know, when we went to West Indies, one of my favorite places, Kelekebokazu.
Thank you.
I want to stand.
You know, I was listening to Kofi Amabua and some people talking about their place. Charlie, the names of the place.
It's spiritual.
In Pelenlos. Names, Charlie. No,
it's spiritual.
Sometimes you want to know what it means.
No, Charlie, let me, let me say good morning to my friend Mieza. If I mention his full name, it's got Mieza Miedwin Lakmanle.
Calm down.
No, he's a lawyer.
Mieza
Miedwin Lakmanle. No. This guy was Sabah president too. So how he managed to use that name to win the election?
No, council will greet you. Council, hello, sir.
Mieza Miedwin Lakmanle. Proper guy, Charlie. He be full lawyer, Charlie.
No, it's the Panle for me.
So this is going to Sabina Aka You know, so are we going to Western Region this year? We are
Oh, yeah, 2 days. Yeah, 2 days. Yeah.
This will be Atuabo.
Yes.
This
At
will be
Mahabit
Atuabo,
Resort.
you know. I love Western Region. Oh,
it's
my God. It's different.
It's sweet.
Very different. I don't know if it's because it's close to Cote d'Ivoire.
The coconut tastes better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. You know, you can be walking on my high and the coconut will fall.
I'm telling you, the air there is different.
Oh, the beach is
It gives you a
different.
sense of manna. You know.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
This year, if you send me to my house, I won't come back. I'll stay there for 3 days.
Calm down. Calm down.
You see, when I lose to it, so take me along and leave him here.
Yeah.
Those are the MC, DC,
I'm
nothing.
telling you.
You know, on the drive from Tadi to Atuabo, you see towns like Eziama. It's fun. It's written Eziama.
Yes, but it said
pronounced
Eziama.
Z.
Yeah.
Eziama.
But then Z, okay, maybe because there's also Z in their name because everything is Z.
I thought it was a fancy to say Obe Ebezizi.
Ebeza.
Enyachebeza.
Inyo.
Omoti.
Inyo.
Merkomaba.
Busy.
Why did they say Inyo? And apparently the Takradi Fanti is more. It's different from the
Cape Coast one.
Yeah.
The Kofi Kenata fan.
So the Takradi one is more
deep. Atasa. Thank you. Happy. Efia. Kwesiminti.
Did you live in Western Region? Some days I went to Eswejo or something.
Yeah, Ewusiejo. Ewusiejo is a beautiful place.
Western Region is the whole mood.
No, but you know Heritage Month is coming, so I think we should also spend time to look at the names of places in the country because we have very interesting places.
Yes.
You know, when you get to the Greater Accra, you know, there's the name the Tema, you know, the MAN, but you have to know how to say the Ma.
It's true.
You know,
yes. Resonates well.
And in the Ashanti regions, you have the Man and the Ase, and you know, Koko Ase, Mango Ase,
so that's what it is.
For the other.
And the copper.
Yes,
you know.
So there's a method to the names.
Exactly.
Eziama and those things. But you have to take me to Telekobokazo. I want to go there.
You pass through Efia.
No, it's Efia.
No, they say Efia.
And there's another one.
Have to hold one nose.
There's one they spell APOWA.
Apoy.
They say it's pronounced Apoy.
Yeah, Apoy.
You know, I think
there's a bridge there.
There's a certain education you must have so you can navigate the Western Region. So this year there are 2 or 3 new things. Wow. We are going via the Eastern Corridor. And then we also have 2 days at Maha.
At Maha.
Oh my God.
But Frima, I'm told that you are here to do a very important announcement.
Very.
You were here on Monday to tell us that registration has started.
Yes.
For this year's Heritage Caravan, which starts on the 2nd to the 9th of March. 2nd to 9th March. Okay.
Right.
Now, since you opened registration, how is it going?
Well, you know, so on Monday when registration opened, Bernard, so at between 7:30 and 11 a.m. we had already registered 113 people.
Stop it.
113 people.
They texted to register their details.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 113.
Which is what they call expression of interest.
Expression of interest.
Okay.
And we take your details, we take your date of birth, I mean, all that, your full name and all. Now, as of this morning, we are still, in fact, entering the registrations.
Yeah.
We are over 250.
Hold on. How many people do you even take on this caravan? So we even don't get ahead of ourselves.
So we take less than 200 people. Now, let me just break that down for you.
Okay.
In that less than 200 people, we have patrons. When
you say a patron, who is a patron?
So patrons are those who have, for instance, those who have registered now, who wants to be part.
Okay,
those
so
who
they are the
eventually
patrons.
become the Caravanites.
So the bulk of the Caravanites are patrons.
Exactly, are the patrons.
And then we have Wales.
And then we have the police. So last year, for instance, we had a whole police pickup, you know, following us.
With guns and
security,
things.
yes, fully armed. Security is very key.
And they are part of the caravan.
They are part of the caravan.
Okay.
So, and they were not less than 6 people.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, because
fully armed.
We need exactly. So they came with their vehicle
and
with accoutrement.
That's police.
We are also looking at sponsors
and partners.
Okay. We are looking at.
And they bring how many reps? A few.
They bring a few. In fact, sometimes the sponsors even have to pay
to just bring their
just
people
to
on.
Also bring. So we have a certain number that you can bring as a sponsor, maybe 1 or 2.
But sometimes
if
they are
you
more.
Want more, you have to pay for that.
In my year, there was Hollard.
Yes.
And they were on about 6 or 7.
I mean, as for Hollard,
they
Hollard themselves everywhere. They are there.
So you are saying that the spaces you have in the buses It's not just for the patrons who pay.
No.
But there are people who have to be on for special reasons.
Doctors are coming.
So medical team will also be there.
Medical team will be there.
All right.
And then staff. The people who have to go and do the work for
like
you
Caleb.
to enjoy. Like Caleb. It's just an example.
It's not an endorsement.
Calm down.
Keep quiet.
Continue. Like Caleb, like Bernard.
So what do the staff do?
So Ahmed, from registration to ensuring that with the staff, we have advanced team. We have those who stay with the caravanites throughout the trip. So for instance, Omane and his people are always ahead of us because they have to ensure that by the time you get to your hotel, your keys are sorted out, so you are not. We don't waste your time. We don't do all delays and stuff like that. So we have the advanced team who will go. We also have activities that we do. So at certain points, you see a certain DJ mingle. Come in at the nightclub to do that.
Part of the
all
team.
These people, you have some persons from the events team who will ensure that dinner is ready, your breakfast is ready. So people have to work on all these.
And you are not saying some of us will carry bags too.
No, that's what the bags you carry. That's what the bag is for all of us. You carry.
The work of the staff includes carrying bags.
I mean, helping,
to make sure people are comfortable.
Exactly. We have bus captains, people who man the various buses. So we need that team as well. We have our drivers who will take us. So we also go with the spare drivers. We go with a mechanic. So the team is quite huge.
So even though the bus may have, say, 160 spaces, maybe like 30% or 30% could be occupied by non-paying staff.
Team members, yes.
So even though there are 3 huge buses with probably 150 something seating capacity, not all the 150 seats are even available.
Exactly. Now
for the caravan nights.
Exactly. I can confidently say that for about 100 can go to caravan nights.
You're serious?
Yes. So ensure that if you really want to go,
paid participants are not more than 120.
No,
never.
More than, no.
They all The rest will have to be staff who are working,
exactly,
sponsors who are supporting, police,
join,
health people,
drivers, technicians. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you came on Monday to say people should register.
Yes.
So you were looking for how many people?
So I'm looking for.
Can you grow? So that we know what to do.
So conveniently 100 people.
Conveniently.
Maybe we can give room,
plus
but
or minus 5 or 10.
ensure that you are in that 100.
So you're basically looking for 100 people.
I mean, basically, yes.
Wow. Why do you maintain it at that one? Why do you have just 3 buses? Some people say do 6, some people do 10, some people say do 2 caravans a year.
Apart from the fact that you are moving with a large crowd and that when the numbers are too many, it becomes extremely difficult. We are also looking at accommodation. When you move from Greater Accra, when you move from maybe Ashanti region, there are places that, we have to even do 2 hotels because they don't have,
So there are places, regions with hotels not up to 100 rooms available?
No. I mean, when you get up north, you have to do 2 hotels. So if you have huge numbers, chances are that people at certain regions will be very stranded. And we also don't want that. Once
so there's
you are
an
coming
optimum
on board,
number of people
exactly
who will effectively enjoy the caravan.
Yes.
If you go beyond that, it becomes
a challenge. Yeah.
I thought you were just trying to be like, only 100.
No.
It's actually, you're saying it's a practical reason.
Yes. In fact, we would love to do more, but sometimes you also look at the experience you want to give people. You don't want a certain large crowd where you can't
overvoting.
No.
Right.
No.
Wow. No, this is interesting. So apparently the 150 is like optimal.
Yes.
You can't do 4-5 buses.
No, you cannot.
Because I was going to get longer buses so that more people can come. But you can't get bigger hotels.
No, you can't get accommodation will be a challenge for you.
So actually so how are you going to do that? You have 250 people or so who have registered.
And counting.
And you have space for 100.
Yes.
So what are you going to do?
So at this point, if you've registered and if you really want to be on, it is your payment securing your slot.
Hey. And yet you haven't accepted any payment yet?
No.
So what are you going to use to collect the payment? How should people pay? So that they will know, because everybody has been interested in going.
Yes.
All 250 who have registered want to go.
Yes.
And you haven't taken anybody's money yet.
No.
Good. So how are you going to collect the money?
So you need to do cash or check. You can bring it to Adabraka. Citi FM or bring it to Channel 1 TV, Tesano.
So come
Cash
and pay
or
physically.
check. Come and pay physically. At least that you are sorted. If I were you, I would do cash.
So you don't want to use electronic because there could be issues as to when a person pays.
Exactly.
So to be sure that it's first come first serve.
Yes.
Come and drop
Just come and
you
drop
can
it.
do physical or cash or check.
Cash or check.
You don't
And
want
your check will have to clear first. If I were you, I will cash it, give it to you, and I know I'm done with you. I'm waiting for second match.
Be careful. So you're saying there are 2 payment points here or Tesano?
Yes.
And you prefer people to bring
cash or check.
Because if you use an electronic payment system, then we cannot really determine when people came, and then people start complaining that I came and I didn't get it and all of that. So, wow. How much is it?
So,
yes.
This year,
I like the way you sat down well.
Let me be seated properly in my seat.
Please.
So, we have 2 options.
Yes.
Either you are thank you for that.
Yeah.
Either you are going for the single occupancy.
That
or
means that you will sleep in a room yourself.
Alone. You are in the room alone.
Okay.
And those ones, we have very limited slots.
Okay.
Or you are pairing with somebody.
Either somebody you bring or somebody will give you.
Or somebody will give you.
Good.
Now, if you want to be alone in your room, which is the single occupancy, this year is going for 16,000
16
Ghana cedis.
So that's deluxe.
Yes.
16.
Yes.
Okay.
Premium or not sin.
Thank you, Agbambola.
For the 7 days. So this is
for the 8 days.
For the 8 days. So this includes your food. This includes the travel, a hotel, everything.
Yes.
For 16K.
Yes. Entertainment,
everything.
Yes.
Per person.
Per person.
Who wants to be in a room alone. Wonderful.
Alone.
Now, what about those who want to come, who are prepared to share rooms?
So if you are sharing room
with another person,
2
in 1,
it is 12,000 per head.
Okay. Not a problem. So if a man and his wife want to go 24K. 12,000 per head.
Yes.
16,000 per me alone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you are taking cash or check.
Yes.
Here at Citi. If I'm bringing check, what should I write on it?
So if you are bringing check,
or when you can write it here,
you just call. So the number is still active.
So you should call the number.
So we will give you the details. The name of the company you should write it to, and also if you are bringing check, you just come. We'll take you through what you have to, all the formalities.
Says he will come physically and bring his card and pay. Do you have a POS system?
We don't have POS system.
So just cash the money and bring
cash the money.
Okay. Because
take it from an ATM and bring it.
This is not. I think explain. This is not the preferred mode, but because of the pressure on the system, I think we want to make it transparent and easy.
Yeah.
So that's what we are saying. Because if somebody could send Momo from some place, then we can't really ascertain who sent first. And then you don't take somebody's money. And the truth is that some people will be disappointed.
Well, it will
so
happen.
It's not like we are trying to make it no. We are being transparent. The truth is that we have space for not more than 110 people.
Yeah.
And therefore, the first 100 people who pay secure their seats. We cannot increase the size of the caravan because the experience will be diluted. We don't have enough hotel capacity. It's not really our decision. So we're basically saying if you want to be at the caravan and you have registered, now so somebody listening who hasn't registered cannot just come and make a payment. If you have to have registered, because that's the purpose of the registration.
So call if you haven't even registered. Please do so now, because in fact I'm sure by close of today we can't even take on any more registration because we've already
a lot of
oversubscribed registrations. So if you really mean to go, call the number right now or text your details, follow it up, because at this time we are open to take the payments. So make sure that
so when your payments reach 100, you come and tell us.
So when we get to 100, so in fact people are asking the deadline for payment. We don't have deadline for payment.
So once the 100
if today we get 100 payments,
finish.
We close
you don't want
the payment
so that you can go and organize the event.
Exactly.
So this is what I'll say. Today is 7:58. You've opened payments. Bring your cash or check to Citi FM here in Adabraka or Tesano Channel 1 Television. Now when the 100 limit is reached, Frema will announce it on air that we have reached the 100 limit. So thank you very much. You don't need to come anymore. So don't waste your time. So if by tomorrow morning it's not up to 100, she'll come here and come and say it again. So I'm commandeering you to come again tomorrow. But this is a very important point to make. Heritage Caravan is on the 2nd March to the 9th. Frema Idunyami is our head of events, and she's talking to us about the mode of payment and explaining that there's so much pressure on sports. So apparently not all the 150 people on the Caravan actually pay. Some are on to support, some are on to work, some are on as sponsors, but the paid participants who are the customers are up to 100. And we are not saying the higher you pay, the more. The rate is fixed. If you want to go as an individual sleeping in a room alone, and by the way, the one in a room is limited because the way the hotels work, if all 100 people want to be one in a room, it's not going to work. So we definitely need some people to pay. So it's possible you could come and say, I want to be one in a room, and we have to make you two. And that too is easy. You could come with your partner, or we could give you a partner who's basically the same gender. So that's basically what we're saying. If you want more information, the number, by the way, this number is not for Momo because we're not accepting Momo. So this number is just for calls and enquiries. 0205 973 973. Now I want to apologize in advance to those who may not make it on, because I've had people call me almost from January wanting to be on the Caravan, which is why I'm happy you came to say it this way, because you see, sometimes when you make it mysterious, it's like, they announced the Caravan, no, then it's full.
Exactly.
But you came, you explained the practical reason why we can take only 100. The rate is 16,000 cedis per head for the person who wants to sleep in a room alone. 12,000 cedis per head for the person who is prepared to share a room. We have space for up to 100 people. Please make your way to Citi FM in Adabakra or Channel 1 Television in Tesano to make your payment, because I know a lot of you have been planning for this. So even if you're not in Accra, you have somebody in Accra who can come and make the payment for you, so you secure your seat. When the spots are filled, we will announce it on air, and we'll also announce it on social media that Heritage Caravan is sold out, so that we can concentrate now on organizing to give you a great experience. Now the other thing is, the whole month is still there. Right, so for now, please get your payments on. Make sure you are here at Adabraka or get to Tesano. If I were you, I'll do it today, because I'm not sure how long it will.
You know, last year in 2024, when we announced the registration and payment, in 2 weeks, all the slots were gone. Now people did not understand why.
This year it will be 2 weeks.
That's what I'm going to say. This year,
because of today,
because people have been calling. I mean, even as we sit here, hello Bobby of Prudential Bank. You know, people. So I keep telling people, pay attention, listen.
Now, whether you know me or Frima or Samen, it's not the point.
It won't do anything.
This is one. It's not like MC appointment. You can't lobby. You know, it's not like, you know, some people are lobby.
And you see, the danger with that is Bernard can easily forget. If you send your details to Bernard, he will that is why there's an official number. That number will not forget you once you are reaching out to that number, because the truth of the matter is, if Bernard forgets your details and you don't make it to the 100, there's absolutely nothing that can be done for you.
So we're basically saying, bring your money, check or cash, and come and pay.
Exactly.
Just to avoid the problem of disappointment. So the final repetition of this, 16,000 cedis per head for single occupancy, 12,000 per head for double. It's an 8-day experience. Comprises a tour of Accra, a tour of up to 12 regions, driving through 15. The Volta region, the OT region, the where else? The Northern region, the Northeast region, Upper East, Savannah region, the
Ashanti region,
Ashanti, Bono East, Bono, Ahafo, Western,
Central,
and my God. Premier Dunyami is head of events. Time check 8:02. Tech and social media trends with Susu Graham. Wow. Heritage Caravan is becoming a national problem.
I'm telling you.
All right, so let's bring you tech and social media trends. Who's the sponsor, Caleb?
Bernard, we have Telecel and also First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana says, if you want to send money to Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, any of these neighbors of ours, do so through the Pan-African Payment Settlement Systems PAPS, Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS. You can send money and receive same. If you want to send money, go there with your cash and your money will be transferred in no time. If you want to receive money, you will need a First Bank Ghana account. It's one way we put you first. Find out more about this. 0596 921 921 is the number. And switch to Telecel fixed broadband today and enjoy incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. New customers, we give you 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers. Existing customers, you will receive 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal to keep browsing. So subscribe to Telecel Fixed Broadband for these amazing offers. Dial *900# or use the Telecel Play app, or visit a Telecel retail outlet or www.telecel.com.gh and get connected. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energy.
So time for tech and social media trends with Susu Graham. Susu, what is trending?
Of course, you know how it is. The usual football trends are there. So there was the North London derby last night. So Spurs and Arsenal, Trossard scored the winner. All those are in the trends, of course. So the next one is Kofi Adoma. So our colleague, you mentioned already that he was hit in the eye with some there was a kind of discharge from a gun that entered his eye. Exactly. So he's in the trends, obviously, because at first there were kind of these rumors that he had been shot in the eye rather by some unknown people, but it's rather now been confirmed that it's more so that he had been. So it was a bit of confusion about that. So that became a whole other thing. Then we have diplomatic also trending. So this is related to President Mahama kind of recalling the diplomatic passports, which is a big deal because, people are feeling like some certain people. So certain names were mentioned who have trended alongside who allegedly had diplomatic passports. So it's part of the, the fake news stuff. So certain, notable names were mentioned. I don't want to mention their names to kind of fuel the fake news, but they mentioned some notable people that had diplomatic passports who don't work for the foreign service or any diplomatic something. So it was a bit of a controversy there. So that was another trend that was going on.
Social media is very unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. That's why you have to be very serious about these things. You have to verify. It's very important, which is why we have the Citi Verify project, of course, to kind of help with some of those things.
So people should not be in a hurry to forward or share whatever they see.
You should always panic. Exactly. You should always go ahead, check things, and make sure they work. So, and now in tech news, TikTok is preparing to shut down on Sunday in the United States.
Sunday?
Yes. So that's when the deadline for all the issues they have, the Supreme Courts and all of that. So TikTok has said that if you have the app already, it won't be deleted off your phone and that kind of stuff, but it's definitely off the Play Store and the App Store. That one is happening for sure. So it will no longer be on the app.
But if you have the app already, will it still function after Sunday?
That one I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely going to be off the Play Store and the App Store. So if they're in the United States, you cannot download the app. But whether you can use it's another matter. But the downloading there is definitely gone. So yeah, this is taking social media trends for
today.
Susu always coming up with something interesting.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we seek out to bank be brave? No lie, only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank, cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see crap, yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, bruh, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you want them. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Imagine waking up in a beautiful home you can call your own, or watching the value of the plot of land you invested in grow year after year. This 2025, Apollonia City is inviting you to start the year right by making a smart investment in property. Apollonia City offers high-quality real estate that is ever appreciating. At Apollonia City, the value is not just your home or land. It is also the area that surrounds it. Tarred roads with safe speed limits, drainage for even the most punishing floods, and neighborhood planning that ensures your view will never change. Choose any of our serviced or semi-serviced plots or any of our beautifully crafted homes and enjoy up to a 3-year payment plan. Call us on 0275 577 577 or 0542 777 222 and let's help you start the year right.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
At ShopRite, our low price promise is to always help you save when you need it most. Make every cedi count this January and save big on deals like 1 litre Cindy sunflower oil, only $47.99 each, and 1.3 kg Perdix frozen whole chicken grillers for just $79.99. Don't miss out. Visit your nearest ShopRite and save more this January. Offers valid until 26 January 2025. ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust. Always.
What if we told you that your next adventure is just a tap away? That's right. With Republic Bank Visa Credit Card, it's your time to win a staycation at some of Ghana's luxury beach resorts, 5-course dinner, a full-day spa service, or the ultimate, an all-expense paid trip to Dubai, the city of gold. Every tap brings you closer to winning in the Tap Win and Fly with Republic Bank promo. Whether it's Infinite, Adishi, or Classic Credit Card, just keep tapping to win. New customers are welcome. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Take over, oh girl, don't look any further. Strange when you think of the chances that we both be in a state of mind, too cool to be careless, looking for the right thing. Oh baby, don't look any further.
Baby, 30 minutes past the hour of 8. 2020, 2024 was tough for many businesses, but will 2025 be better? Which sectors will attract investment this year? What new policies will emerge, and how will these impact your business? For answers to these and more, join the 11th edition of Crystal Ball Africa 2025 for Answers. It's on the theme From Challenges to New Opportunities. It's on the 23rd of January at 9 a.m. Labadi Beach Hotel, Accra. Don't miss this chance to network and tap into opportunities. Register at crystalballafrica.com. Media partner Citi FM, Channel 1 Television, and Joy FM. Event powered by AB and David Africa, with sponsors Absa Bank, Deloitte, First Bank Ghana, Labadi Beach Hotel, Irish Properties, Mansa Gold, and Kawamoka. Start the year in style. It's a new year and it's already raining rewards on the digital payment platforms of Fidelity Bank. Win cool cash when you transact in multiples of 200 cedis using the Fidelity mobile app, USSD cards, payments or points of sale payments, or GHQR. Now, for every 200 CD transaction performed on these platforms, you will be entered into a weekly draw to stand the chance of winning cash prizes. Oh yes. So start the year with cash. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. Terms and conditions apply. Lead the change with the university built for tomorrow's leaders. Heritage Christian University is set to provide a missing link in tertiary education through creativity and innovation. Since 2018, the university has given over 450,000 cedis as startup grants to a number of students to start their businesses. There's a huge emphasis on entrepreneurship, technology, and practical learning with professional certification. Call 0547 777 731 or hcuc.edu.gh for more information. And Thursdays just got more exciting with MTN. Get a nice 25% discount on your first data bundle bought for the year. Now, when you bundle on my MTN app or use *138# this and every Thursday, you get a 25% discount. We're also offering free extra movie ticket when you pay with Momo at the Silverbird Cinema at the Accra and West Hills malls. For those of you who want to do this in Kumasi, you get free tickets at the Golden Cinemas or Sacrum. So don't forget, bundle on my MTN app or *138#. Make the best of your 25% discount.
So do not settle for average when it comes to protecting your engine. Fuel up with Shell V-Power and experience unbeatable protection against performance robbing deposits. No other fuel delivers better engine protection, keeping your ride running smoothly. Make your engine unbeatable with Shell V-Power. Shell, go well. And if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, you want a vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you a step closer to the career of your dreams, and you also get up to 50% scholarship. That happens at Lancaster University, Ghana. You'll be taught by the finance faculty. So please reach out to us. The number is 020-960-700. Email us admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. Now, if you're looking for a delicious snack for both kids and adults, try Bell Moo flavored milk. Bell Moo comes in chocolate and strawberry as sweet flavors. It's perfect for any time of the day. For bulk distribution, please call 0544-335-900 or 0544-335-800. Bell Moo is maliciously delicious. Another quality product from Bell Aqua.
Now, there are two very interesting things that occurred simultaneously.
Okay.
So, this weekend, so I've been to two places. You know, I went to your area.
Yes.
And I passed through Abublushi. But my concern about Abublushi, I went to...
I have concerns about Abublushi.
But let me do my own. I went to Transaco Valley area. Hey. And, you know, I just couldn't... So, this is what I did. I was going somewhere. So, I used the school junction side.
Okay.
So, I used the Boteman Road, very nice road. And then when I wanted to enter through the phase 3, they said, no, I should go back because that was in the entrance to where I was going. Okay. So the guy asked me to go back to, I think, the phase 2 side. So I came back on the new road that had been done between School Junction and Boteman and then entered Ajingano.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, the quality of the Boteman Road was 100% good, right? Yeah. But then between the Ajingano areas, before I got to Transaco Valley Estate, bro, I asked myself, so all these houses, that are here,
Yeah.
and this level of road that I'm passing through, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that there's a real disconnect between the size of real estate. Of course, within the Transaco Valley itself, the roads were very good. Okay.
Yes,
but there are communities around Transaco Valley which are also high end with very bad roads. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that this morning, Graphic has a story that the Adringano North
residents
motorway area. So this is basically those who live in and around Transaco Valley but are not in the valley.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are people who have houses close to the Transaco School Junction. So maybe Rawlings House.
Yes.
Yeah. Now these people have appealed to, now listen to this, the Adenta Municipal Assembly to ensure that the area is properly demarcated and the road network and drainage systems are properly constructed. Now this is a problem for me.
Why?
Because the average house in that community is probably $600,000. All right, the kind of houses I see there. Now, Adenta Assembly, their headquarters in Adenta, a friend is saying, Adenta Snit Flats, far removed from this place, which is close to the motorway. Yeah. Now, the association, headed by a man you know, Kofi Amwewa, so they basically did a donation to deprived communities around. So basically, what happens is that in these areas, you have very high-end people, but there's a lot of urban poor who live within. So you have a nice house, maybe it's an uncompleted house, a community, a kiosk. So that kind of thing happens. So what they did was that they basically did like an outreach to poor community within the enclave. And in the course of that, they spoke to the media. And then they said to the media, they basically said that they are appealing to the Adenta Assembly to properly demarcate, do the road network. It says street names should be given to make access to the community easy, especially for emergency services such as ambulance. And it says most of the roads in the community are dusty and littered with potholes. The association said it made it difficult for both motorists and pedestrians to use the route. Now, while motorists had to meander their way around the potholes just to avoid bumping into them, pedestrians and passengers had to endure the heavy dust generated by moving vehicles on the laterite-filled roads. Now, the chair of the Association of Residents of North Adringano, Kofi Amwewa, said this at an end-of-year party organized by the Association for Underprivileged Children in the community. He said, due to the bad nature of their roads, flooding occurs in most parts of the area whenever it rains, creating a messy situation. Quote, you can't move easily. If you're in a hurry to go to work, you have to deal with all these bad roads. If there's an emergency and you call ambulance, you will see, even if streets are named and houses are properly numbered, navigating the bad roads in rainy seasons is difficult for us, he lamented. He said they had made their complaints known to the municipal assembly, who, even though were willing to help, said they lacked adequate resources to solve the problem. Mr. Mwewa said the party was the association's way of helping the children to enjoy the festive season. All right. Now, this is my issue. So the average resident in this association is well-to-do. The average house there is probably paid for. All right, so these guys are not rental people. These are homeowners. Yet they have bad roads, they have poor drainage, streets not properly aligned, and there's flooding. Meanwhile, within that enclave, you go to Transaco Valley Estates,
properly planned,
bro. By the time I finished driving through the place, I had to reassess my life
priorities in life
after 43 years of existence. But you see, so what I'm trying to say is, and this Adenta Assembly is probably doing its best. Okay, so, and this is what worries me. Mr. Mwewa said they talked to the assembly. The assembly said they don't have the resources. Now, how can you have houses worth $600,000? All of these houses, and there isn't enough resource to do simple roads or drainage, and yet there's enough resource to build heavy palatial houses. And by the way, the roads will be used by everybody, including those in the $1 million houses I went to, plus those who live in kiosks. Clearly, there's a problem with the developmental model at the local level. This is the argument I'm trying to make. Now, let me also let you share your experience. Then we'll discuss it. So for me, North Adringano is an entry point into the dysfunctionality of our organization. Because you can't have a $600,000 house, plenty of them together with highly educated people with no gutters and poor roads, and that they are complaining to Adenta MCE at Adenta, who has Adenta commandos to deal with. If commandos has bad road, why is it coming to Adringano to do your road for you? Even commandos and those places which are more deprived don't have good roads. Why would he come and build a road for those of you who live near Transaco Valley, where your house is $1.5 million? He's not going to do that. And he probably hasn't even come to collect property rate, because he can't even enter the place if you are going to the estate, they will look at you and say, "Who are you looking for?" I'm going to house number 6. Have they called you? They check you, look in your boot before you even get to the right to enter, and they are all complaining about bad roads outside. It doesn't make sense.
But that is why we need to align. And my concern has to do with, Mr. Korte during his time as minister cleared the old Onion market that was here. Yeah, the scrap dealers who were there, and the decades of pollution that they poured on us. They are back.
Who is back?
The scrap dealers.
Oh, stop.
Oh, they are back. They are building. Yeah, they are.
Are you talking about Cantonment or
no, Agbogloshi. Now, and they spoke about why they are back. They are saying, well, they took the land from them and the land hasn't been used for anything, so they are back. And the city is looking on. You see why this week we spent quite a bit of time on this.
Yesterday the police were there.
Have they removed them?
Well, I saw police people there. I don't know whether they were protecting them.
What are they protecting? You see, we've had two. Listen to me. We've had two situations where a functioning city should not have allowed two things to happen. Cantonment, the rebuild that has happened.
Yes.
If we had a functioning city, the mayor of Accra would have said, "No, wait." It has nothing to do with, or even in the absence of a mayor, the coordinating council's structure should have an individual who says, "Wait, there's been a major fire here. We have to clear certain protocols.
Even take stock of what happened.
Take stock of what has happened. Talk to people and say A, B, C, D." Within 3 days, we shut our eyes to it. We were making donations, doing whatever. They rebuilt it. We don't know what kind of protocols have been put in place.
Are they building? They are building with wood.
Yes. And I tweeted that it is firewood. They are waiting. The fire is just waiting. They've just.
So this, and by the way, those who don't know, so Cantonment is basically where they sell second-hand goods. So that's Central Business District near. Is it Tudu?
Yes. Now it brings me to the scrap.
Agbogloshi is near. I just want to explain the location.
Yes.
So Agbogloshi is the best way to look at Agbogloshi is that if you know ICGC very well.
Yes.
From ICGC towards Accra.
They make a right.
Good. So that whole enclave. So you're talking behind Graphic.
Yes.
Fadama.
Old Fadama.
Yeah, that's
Fadama is here.
No. That original Fadama. I mean,
yeah.
Original Fadama is here.
No, you know I can.
Okay, old Fadama. Yes, old Fadama. Good. No,
yes.
I'm trying to explain. Not everybody understands Accra.
Yes.
Good. So this Agbogloshi area.
Yes.
How large is it?
Oh, it's pretty large. I would struggle to put it in acreage, but anybody who has lived in Accra for a considerable period of time would know the areas we are talking about when it comes to the places that Mr. Korte cleared and how clear it became. And even with that, we had still not finished cleaning up the area properly. And
so you say people are back there doing what?
No, it's not that people are back. The scrap dealers who destroyed that place are back, because that is a lot of the scrap, it's kind of a hub, so to say, for scrap dealers. So if you start from
scrap metal,
yes, you start from lit up, is it?
Lit up jewelry.
Yes.
Near the Odor drain.
The whole enclave from Odor through. So it's basically scrap market central.
Behind Behia Man.
Yes, scrap metal central. That is, there's a factory in there that seems to be a collection point
for scrap.
And
so the scrap metal dealers are back there doing what?
Back to operate.
So where did they go first when they were removed? Because it was onion sellers who were removed.
Yes.
Was not scrap dealers who were removed.
No, everybody was removed.
So scrap dealers were just asked to go to where they were go.
Removed.
Okay. The onion dealers were resettled at an onion market.
And I'm saying, as a city, how do we say scrap dealers? How do scrap dealers wake up one morning and say, we are here to occupy this? One, what is the function of the scrap dealers to the economy of Accra? Two, how do we dispose of the scrap that they put there?
Do they bring it there or they sort it there?
Bernard,
they take it there and they sort
it. They take it there. They work there.
Yeah. They work there. It's a pay point. That if you drive here, you see scales, these industrial scales by the roadside.
So you are saying they are back?
Yes, and I'm saying
numbers.
And I'm saying, why should
they are rebuilding actually?
Why do they use buildings to do their work?
I sent you the
I'm looking for
images. Yes.
So they are rebuilding their scrap business.
Yes.
At a place where they were removed like 2.5 years ago.
Yes.
Was it?
And I'm saying the city should not have allowed it.
Which city?
Are you here to frustrate me?
No, you see, I'm saying that because you see, when I brought my case study, I mentioned Adenta Assembly. Now, the places you've mentioned, it spans the whole area. Kantamanto is part of Kolewaku.
Yes.
Then you have Agbogloshi, yes, which is possibly part of Ablekuma Central, yes, and partly Ododio. Yes. So I'm not even sure who is in charge of the space. Which and
it's going to be part of the larger conversation.
Which city are you talking about?
This is Accra City.
Accra. But he's made mention of the AMA already.
No, but Accra, you see, Accra is the capital of Ghana.
Yeah.
But Accra is
specified.
No, see, what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say is I'm not sure who the authority you are referring to is. That's my own problem. I don't know who you are referring to. Well, so if I'm the president of Ghana listening to you, who should I call to deal with
that's
the thing?
AMA. That's an AMA thing.
You sure that all of this is AMA?
You know, the bigger part of Agbogloshi is AMA because it borders if you like what's it? Accra Central, the Kole Lagoon. You know, there's a
so the Kole Lagoon is the one that goes behind Graphic.
Yes. So this stretches to Adedempo.
I'm making matters worse.
Oh yes.
We don't know those names.
No, the community.
Yeah, I want him to describe so that I can understand.
The community that is closest to the Kole Lagoon, that borders the Kole Lagoon, that stretches to the other end. You understand? Where the market.
So you're saying that all of that is AMA?
AMA, yes.
So from Graphic Road, Kole to the sea?
Yes.
It's AMA.
Yeah, that's
and this is the left side?
Yes.
Because the road that takes you to Kolebu on the right is Ablekuma Central, and then Ablekuma South.
Yes. So the left side.
So the left side
is AMA.
So you believe that the mayor of, and by the way, is the mayor of Accra still opposed?
Can't be.
They haven't appointed a new
But
one.
the point I'm making is, if the system was functional,
yeah,
there should be somebody in place. So are we saying that until a mayor is appointed, residents of Accra, of the various municipalities, of the various districts, can do whatever they want? Is that what we are saying?
Let's take it one by one.
Because there seems to be a gap.
This mayor of Accra, whoever the person will be, do they have enough clout and political muscle to do what you ask them to do? Because this is what is happening. Traders are rebuilding bent stores in Kantamanto.
Yes.
And then scrap dealers are moving back into an unoccupied space in their hundreds. Okay, these are young people. Now, the mayor of Accra is in charge of essentially 3 constituencies or 3 communities. Are you sure that whoever that person is can muster the courage and the bollocks to say, I'm going to move these guys out?
No.
They can't. They can't do it. So you are shouting to the wrong
No, I'm not shouting. But it is at the heart of the conversation we are having about the need to reform the system.
I think his point is not about the functions of the mayor.
Okay.
He's talking about the functionality of the city.
So what I want to know is who is the duty bearer here?
This is what we should be discussing.
That is the conversation I want us to have.
That's why I'm asking the question. I'm trying to force you to push the issue to a specific entity or group.
No, because, and that's also the question I'm asking, that the current system we have designed now leaves the system paralyzed without a substantive person who leads it.
So let me try something. Will the regional minister be the person to do this work in terms of taking the bull by the horn to say, look, this is a mess, we cannot allow this to continue, and therefore calls the assembly district chiefs, executives to say, let's work. Is that going to work?
No, I'll not look at it like that. And the reason why I specifically chose the examples I did was, in the absence of the regional minister, are we saying then that the city or the various areas cannot function? Because Kantamanto happened at a time
where there was like a
gap.
Yeah.
There was a gap.
Yeah.
So during that gap, the rebuild and everything that took place, who supervised it? Who was in charge of it?
Good question.
The gap that exists now, that has allowed the scrap dealers
to come back.
And the scrap dealers would have been aware of the gap. That, okay, this is an opportune time to make a return. They didn't return last year. They chose a time where they know that there is nobody in charge. So I'm saying, how come we have a local system,
when there's no regional minister,
where there's nobody, there's no political head,
the system doesn't
function.
But I want to even stretch this. Even when there's a political head, some of these things happen because the political head has been reduced in relevance and size. So we are dealing with 2 issues. You are saying that because of the the sort of the transition period, there's a gap for people to misbehave. But my argument is that even when we appoint somebody, so Linda Oklu has been made regional minister.
Yes.
Okay, they will name a few people as MC. The current system we have, if the government does not decide that they will prioritize making Accra work again, they can even appoint Samens as MC. You know, go sit up because there are too many forces at play, and there are too many considerations, and also the power base of our politics has shifted from local governance to centralized government. So now everything you want to do, they say Jubilee House. So if there isn't some, it will shock you, if there isn't some presidential commitment to saying we are going to make Accra better, I don't see how anybody you appoint, you can bring Oko Vanderpoy back, you can form a committee and bring Ajiri Blanks, Oko Vanderpoy, Neil Ante Vanderpoy, put all of them into a committee and tell them that, bro, the 3 Vanderpoys, come and do Accra again. They can't do it. Because when I was in the university, the mayor of Accra was a huge position. He was a person of political significance. He was a person who, when he speaks, we listen. He could do graphic front page. Now, we don't even know who the person is. And I think it's deliberate because the way our politics has evolved is basically looking to cut people to size and centralize power around the presidency. And this is not I think it's been happening for the past 12, 15, 20 years. So if you don't have some commitment from Jubilee House to say, look, this Accra situation is a mess. We want to, and I use Accra because Kumasi is very different. If you're mayor for Kumasi, your relationship with the Otumfo and all those things is very critical in how you manage the space. Okay, so I feel like if Accra will work again, it has to be in the president's interest as a priority. And there has to be some thinking around what model to use for effective management of the city. And it's not about lobbying to choose the best, because I think you can put the best person. You can bring Paul Kagame and make him the mayor of Accra. He can't do it. Because the context of Accra and where our politics has got into is beyond the quality of the human being running the place. Yeah. The institution has been reduced in relevance. I know you'd agree with me, Samens, that if you don't re-engineer, manage what it means to manage Accra, so the space Accra, what does it mean? Is it the Greater Accra region? Is it Accra Central? You get it. You have to find a way of calibrating the space so it can be viable as a revenue entity and as a security unit. For now, I don't see how that's going to work.
And also about figuring out the relation, what is important to the district, municipal, assembly, and what is important to the residents within it. Because from the story you read, for instance, the
Ajengano North Motorway Area Residents Association.
Yes, this is what is important to them:
roads, drains, and stuff.
What is important to
the
assembly they are in, or the district they are in, or the municipality that they are in. And we have a lot of that in large parts of the country. Also because there's a massive disconnect between the assembly and locals.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at Afrobarometer, I will just give you some quick things that when Afrobarometer did round 7, this was 2017-2018, I think. They spoke about most Ghanaians, that is from 59% to 87%, never contacted their formal and informal leaders about some important problem or to offer their opinions during the past year. A majority of respondents say their local government councillors, 65%, and MP, 75%, never or only sometimes listen to what their constituents have to say. Then, if you do a proper breakdown in terms of access and engagement, so on key findings, about 1/4 of respondents,
25%,
yes, contacted their local government at least once. Now, contact with local government councillors ranks second to that of religious leaders.
So they even meet their pastors more than their local government leaders.
Yes. Now, 6 in every 10 Ghanaians believe it is very unlikely or somewhat unlikely that they could access information on local government development plans and budgets from their MMDAs.
Can you repeat this?
6 in every 10 Ghanaians believe it is very unlikely or somewhat unlikely that they could access information on local government development plans and budgets from MMDAs.
Wow.
Now, 6 in 10 Ghanaians believe it is very likely or somewhat likely, and this is on the positive side, that they could get business registration information
so
from
business,
MMDAs.
So for that one, they think it's possible.
It's possible. But the information that is required on everyday things, people struggle with. Now, unless you find yourself in a position of influence, for most residents of assemblies, districts, they feel that they might not even have access to their municipality, because they will get there and they will be told, oh, all kinds of impediments would be put in your way to get information. So people get frustrated and decide
people
that they
are not
engage.
even engaging with the assemblies.
Yes. So a lot of times, the only time people engage with their MMDAs these days is that they are getting marriage certificate or something. That is the only use of those buildings to people.
The summary of what you're saying is that there's a disconnect between citizens and their assemblies as development entities. The assemblies exist and they are paid. They say they are working, but most people don't care what they do unless they are building a house in the building permit or they are doing something.
Let me there's a very specific question that they asked, for instance, on access to information from local government. So respondents were asked, how likely is it that you could get the following information from government or other public institutions? So the first question: if you went to the Metropolitan, Municipal or District Assembly to find out about the Metropolitan, Municipal or District Development Plan and budgets. Now, on the first part of this question, 60% says it's not likely. 29% say very or somewhat likely. And then 10% say they don't know. And these are very important. Access to the development plans of where you live and the budgets of where you live.
So you're saying the local governance system exists on paper, but it doesn't really work. People are not engaging with it. It's not improving people's life. Okay, yesterday at the New Year school, there was a big debate among the professors, and they basically, I think the view was that for accountability and responsiveness, you need votes. Okay, so I want to provoke the discussion further by playing one or two of the voice cues. So there were 3 people on the panel. I think there were 4, but I have voice of 3. So I have Professor Achu Ai, I have Professor Kofi Koshiga, and then Dr. Emmanuel Akwete. There was also Dr. Mami Ajwa Jekejando. So let's hear Dr. Akwete first. He spoke a few minutes about the need to really assess our local governance to see if we have to change it. I'll just play a few highlights of that one.
People are saying the system is not working as they expected. We've tested it, tried it for 32 years. We're in the 33 years now. And it's time to review it and to see if we can strengthen it to serve the needs of the people. That's why we're calling for reforms, and the parties themselves are talking about reforms. So 33 years or 32 years is a very long time in practice, and you ought to pause and see whether it has fulfilled the objectives and the aspirations, and what more can we do to strengthen it. I think we need to strengthen it. It's not to break it down or condemn it or destroy it. We've seen election of MMDCs without parties, of MMDAs, not MMDCs. Now they have been talking about election of MMDCs, but at the same time, there are also those saying that, look, our parties, if you look at the voting patterns and percentages, we mobilize very highly with parties, not with independent candidates or without parties in MMDAs, okay? So why don't we now look at a situation where we should elect both parties and independent candidates at both levels, so that we can develop institutions that would now ensure that the civil service, the local government service are very strong in dealing with what they have as professionals and competencies. And then the parties would also be held accountable, and they will compete actively. We've tried one system, it hasn't given us the results we need satisfactorily. Can we try others and see how best we can consolidate the stability of the Fourth Republic and also satisfy public needs and demands? Look at policymakers. Politicians are policymakers. So if you elect MMDCs, they will be seen as policymakers within a district. Okay. Implementation, delivering the objectives and the goods and meeting the needs of people comes from the institutions, the local government service and other allied institutions. And the caliber of people, the policies and rules within which they operate all might be something to review if we are allowing parties in, because now they are designed in a way that because parties are excluded. If the parties are coming in, how do you ensure that the civil service is equipped well with people who can serve different parties at the same time, because they have to focus on the benefits that will go to the citizens much more than political survival. There are all these issues that will be considered if it's put forward.
So that was Dr. Emmanuel Akwete. Now let's hear Professor Kofi Koshiga, former Dean of University of Ghana School of Law, who's also talking about the need to review our local government system and to get back to the core principles of honesty and accountability.
Seek your permission to make this point, which is that it would appear that we are all agreed that there must be some reforms.
I apologize for this. I'll get a better quality. Let me do Professor Chu Ayub rather. His audio, I hope, is much clearer. He also highlighted the local government system's failures and the need to reform it.
Accountability and transparency, the assemblies have not done well. And finally, which is very important, is that why are the assemblies there? They are there for development. Even the basic issue of promoting sanitation, or most of the assemblies have not been able to promote sanitation to the point that our areas are not looking good at all. So the assemblies have not been able to perform well, and that is why most of the electors have distanced themselves away from the assemblies. How do we bring them? How do we bring the electorate back? And this is what we are here to do. By the president, and you have the so-called decentralized departments, so health, education, roads, highways, what have you. So you have already a local government service which is supposed to support the MMDAs. But at the same time, some of these institutions, so if you take education and health, they have not been hired off from the civil service. So, some of them are reporting to the assembly, others are reporting to their head office in Accra. So the problem is that we need to see how best to strengthen the local government, service, and it must be different from the civil service. You are talking about the civil service, you are talking about the ministries. If you are talking about the local government, service, you are talking about decentralized departments of the ministries. And I think this overlap has not been done well, to the extent that education is still reporting to Accra, health is still reporting to Accra. So we need to see how can we make sure that we make the local government service stronger. Honestly, I will tell you that most of the civil servants, they want to work with the civil service where they will become chief directors. If you are working with the local government service, you become maybe a regional coordinating director, which is perhaps the equivalent. But they don't see it that way, the equivalent of the chief director. So you only aim at the region. But if you are the chief director of the Ministry of Local Government, you are supposed to cover the whole country. But if you are the regional coordinating director of the Greater Accra region, you are only restricted to Greater Accra. So I think that we need to find a way of realigning these positions. If you are regional coordinating director, is it the same as the chief director of a ministry, etc.? So this has not happened. The realignment between the civil service and the local government service has not happened. The last point is the recruitment to these two services. If you look at the local government service, it is seen as being, politicized, job for the boys. So people are recruited at the local level, party apparatchiks being recruited to fill in positions, while the civil service, the emphasis is on meritocracy. So again, we need to find out how do we bring the merit principle within the local government service and then see its realignment with the civil service. These are the points.
Thank you.
Okay.
So Professor Chuai, Dr. Iman Lakwete, I think the argument is getting to the point of saying, look, we've tried this voting for the people in the assembly. It's like a hybrid method. We vote for the unit committee and assembly members on non-partisan basis, and the president also appoints some of the members of the assembly, and then the president, in consultation with the assembly, chooses the chief executive. Now that's the hybrid system, which the panelists seem to be saying has not produced results. So there's a new government. We are back to the argument of let's vote for MMDCEs on partisan lines, because the the interest of voters in the assembly is not there. So people don't really go and vote for their local government officials. So they think if we allowed political parties people to contest on political party basis, so maybe you have an assembly member who comes as NDC or MPP, and then we also have even unit committee. I don't know if they will do it on partisan basis. Now, I'm not very sure if that's going to solve the problem. You get me? So I don't know what you guys think. Caleb, you can read some comments. Or there seems to be a strong argument among the intellectuals in the space for voting, because they are saying the current system is not working. Now we all agree on the problem, but do we agree on the solution? All right, that's where I'm stuck. I don't know what you think.
Well, let me bring in some comments first of all. We have a lot of them. Abdul from Nandom says the situation at Kantamanto is so disappointing and annoying because it shows how much of a hypocritical group of people we are. These crab dealers that are back is even disheartening. We talk about how much of a problem it is to solve these issues. Meanwhile, Singapore had these issues after independence and they've solved them. Is it that we don't have the commitment to just implement what they have done there, or what? Yesterday, I drove from Nsawam to Circle. The number of street lights working won't reach 10. Look at the rubbish at the Zongo Junction, Circle and Kaneshi. Charlie, okay. Abdul is not.
He's not very happy. Yeah.
It's just we are not behaving like human beings.
I can't be saying the way he said it.
Yeah. I mean,
that's I've changed it for you.
Yeah,
I've rephrased it for you.
Thanks for helping me.
Just we are not behaving like human beings.
and you see, I don't know whether it's because the way we are organized or the way we think. Because individually we are okay. Because when a funny thing, you go to the average Ghanaian house let me rephrase it. The average Ghanaian elite, it looks okay. Yet you go to the gutter and the road in front of his house is a mess.
That's what
so is it like we are excellent individually, but we are dysfunctional collectively?
Exactly.
Well, it turns out, but I don't think it's the way we are. I think it's indiscipline. It's just indiscipline.
Why? Why is it? Okay. Why?
Because of the failure of leadership. It's a failure of leadership.
Let us sink in. So the indiscipline is there because leaders are allowing it to happen.
The structure of our leadership structure is disabled even at birth.
Hold on. When you say leadership structure, are you referring to the system of organization that I described?
Yes.
So the people are okay, but the system is bad.
The structure is disabled at birth. So we have a physical structure there, and then we appropriate our resources, including human resources. We place the structure there and put a human being who we know is not competent to deliver or execute the mandate, but this person is obedient to us or aligns to our political leanings. So this is the convenience. We do convenience selection, and then we are fooled to believe that it will solve the problem. Now, I have heard all these big names talking about we should select or we should elect.
Yes, elect.
It makes sense to elect because it takes the question of accountability.
Yeah.
It takes the question of ownership of the community.
Yeah.
Because the community votes for you.
So then we put you there.
Exactly. But it does not answer the question of effectiveness and efficiency.
I like that. So let's take it one by one. Accountability, check. Okay, ownership, check. But effectiveness
and efficiency,
which is, and by the way, effectiveness is what you are supposed to do.
Yes.
And then efficiency, how you do it.
Yes.
You don't think those two boxes are checked by
just by voting? No.
So let's take it one by. So, do you solve the accountability and ownership by voting, and then use something else to ensure the other two, or you say, if we vote, you may get accountability and ownership, but it may even affect effectiveness. So let's select for effectiveness. So by that I mean, open it up, make it a meritocracy, and select the people deliberately, and say,
like Hong Kong, Chief Executive Officer of Hong Kong,
as a country,
yes,
it's a job that you apply for. Yes. No, but sorry, so because it means that you may not be able to have all the four. Well, which one is more important? Is it accountability and ownership, or effectiveness and efficiency?
It's effectiveness and efficiency first. Because if you are effective and efficient, by extension, you will have to be accountable.
If you are effective and efficient, but the other one doesn't guarantee it. Being accountable. But because somebody can also say, if you are accountable to the people,
yes,
and the people want delivery, it will force you to be effective.
You can be accountable to the people and have nothing to account.
No, but if the people
have zero to account because you haven't delivered anything.
But if the people are interested, what is accountability? Accountability means stewardship. We've given you resources and we want you to let us know how you use the resources.
Yes.
Now, if we say we want you to use the resources optimally for us, accountability inherently includes effectiveness.
Bernard, go back to the Bible and the talents. Those who were given the talents and they brought the same number back, what were they told?
They were accountable.
They were accountable.
No, I like that. So effectiveness is the second level.
Yes. Because that is the problem we are facing now. So we want to solve that problem. We are told that go and vote for the people. I don't have a problem with voting for the people. But voting for the people by itself will still not solve the problems we have now. Unless we have a mechanism to isolate competencies so that we can now say that, okay, these candidates, the qualification will now bring them up for selection or voting. So before you even come, you must have so and so qualities, or you should present as if I hear that the government says that
they said the voter region they have
no, but that's healthy.
So you think that our objective should be effectiveness?
Yes,
and we have to decide whether we will use the appointment route, the selection route, or the election route.
Election route, yes.
But but the other thing I have to ask, if effectiveness is our issue, is the lack of effectiveness because the people are not competent or the system does not allow them to work? Because I give an example. As we sit here today, if I make you mayor of Accra, you're a very good leader for Citi. But with the current system in Accra, if I make you the mayor, you will struggle. So my argument is that the system is more important than the person in this issue of local government, because
that is true.
Yeah, the system has been designed in a way that you will fail.
That's what I said.
Good. So what I'm trying to say is, so how do you redesign the system? That's the question for the day. How do you redesign a system that is ineffective, so that even if you put an average leader there, because of the way the system has been designed, he will. And by the way, systems are designed by people. Yesterday we made this point that, you see, nothing is possible without men, but this is lasting without institutions. But institutions are built by people. So some leaders' job is to design an institution. Okay, so like you've built an institution here, so we've put different people in, it's working. So what I want you to talk about is, so who are the stakeholders in this design of the local governance system that will be effective. Because we have agreed that the system has been designed not to work.
Yeah. But I think that theoretically it's supposed to be the local government ministry and the local government service. But in reality, it's normally the presidency. It's normally the presidency. Let me mention. Look at somebody like Ajay Soa. Excellent guy. Okay.
Mohammed.
But yeah, you know.
But he knows he talk.
But
that's what you want to say.
The system will disable you, and that's what happened.
So those days he would just call into a breakfast and say, "I agree with you," because like the thing, over you. I agree with you, but it's not like that.
And you see that a lot of the mayors, when they come, they end up finding the global space
more accommodating. Yes, because they look at nothing they happen.
So Ajeswa will be in India. Ajeswa will be he is doing this. He is doing wonderful things. But the system here. And I'm sure it's the same can be said of other mayors. I don't have the information.
So hold on. When you say the presidency, don't you think the parties are also very strong? So you see, the presidency is where decision is taken. But in some of the political parties, so I'll give you an example. I remember in MPP time, they spoke about the tripod. So it was the party executive leadership who were vetting the people to put into the local governance system. So the political party sees the local governance as an extension of their party's dominance. So even today, regional ministers that have been named, 10 of them, 9 of them are party executives. Okay. So do you not think that political party governance and political party leadership is actually the key to unlocking? What I'm trying to say is that if you're going to solve local governance problem, you have to improve the quality of people who even enter political parties, because the political party inevitably, when they win power, they occupy the local government position. So if the political party selection process is weak and the people who are there are not quality, they can't translate weak political party leadership into.
While what you are saying is true, it's not everybody there that is not quality.
Good.
So I say that the presidency, because the presidency holds the power to do the selection ultimately, and the party in power will normally express its mandate through the chief of staff's office. You are a party chairman, you can't do anything unless you go through the chief of staff.
The way our system is designed.
Yes. So the chief of staff has to say yes to it. Once it's no, it's no. So a lot of power rests with the chief of staff.
And you know the funny thing, this particular president, his chief of staff and his secretary are both local government people. His chief of staff was a local government minister. His secretary used to be the director of the local government service. Okay, so now what you are saying, and I'm not sure you even thought about it this way, what you are saying is that if we are going to form a local governance system, the people who have the ear of the president have to help redesign the process. But sometimes there are two things. They can redesign by the appointments. But you see, but the system is more strong than the appointment. So as I say, let me give you an example. You've reduced the size of AMA to 3 sub-metros. That's a system issue. It's not a leadership issue. So if you are going to even...
What was the thinking?
No, let's pause that. What I'm trying to say is that, so let's assume, even if they find... So what I'm trying to say is that, don't you think that the local, the people around the presidency need to start talking about redesigning, for example, what is Accra? This idea of the pizzification should be reversed. Have a strong city management.
Thank you.
And appoint a quality person there who then directly responds to chief of staff and president, is politically correct but also solid competently.
Exactly.
Then give them a mandate to say, look guys, you are going to raise your own funding because you have 2,000 shops, you have X number of people,
5 million people.
So you are not going to get, we're going to reduce the amount to send you at the local government level from a DACF. And then use your ability to generate IGF, go and do a municipal bond and borrow and use it to develop Accra. Like, you see, so what I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of people right now are preoccupied by appointments. But if there is no redesign, and you see, where my departure from the academics are looking for the solution, which is obvious. Let's vote. But as Amens has explained, you solve ownership, you solve accountability, you don't ensure efficiency and effectiveness. I'm sure they'll say to me, we walk before we run. So let's do it one by one. But we don't have time. I think you need to redesign the system before you even decide on whether to vote or not to vote.
You see, the design, which is the reason why I asked you the question of who came up with the idea to piecify
Good question.
Accra, because that person would have been at the center.
Yes.
You understand? So I asked the question: what is the thinking? If you are looking for a system redesign, who is doing that thinking?
The person who did
what
that,
kind of system?
let me cynically say, he wanted to solve two problems. He wanted to have opportunity to give more appointments because there was pressure on the person to give people posts, and he wasn't finding space. So he created more assemblies and shared the people there.
Which is the difficulty of Samen's proposal for me? In the sense, I'm coming. If the person who has to ensure the efficiency, who has to ensure the redesign, does not even understand what it means,
or cynically wants to solve a different problem. He prefers to give people jobs
than
to get the
make
system
sure the
to work.
system to work. Your redesign won't even take off.
He will even fight it.
The redesign of the system includes the function of the person who is spearheading the redesign. We will not redesign everything and leave that function with the same person. That's the point I'm making. It's a whole system.
Let me ask you another question too. Do you think the people in power now, in terms of the people who are around, do they think they really are frustrated by local governance and that they want to solve it?
Bernard, if you live in the question they should ask themselves: what is the best district assembly municipality in Ghana?
It's Kokma.
Which one is
recent ranking.
Which one
is what?
Colleague Crotte.
Huh?
This one.
The one we live in.
Oh,
No, it was in the papers.
Kokma.
Yeah, so remember we reviewed
no, but that's just they use
the local
ranking,
government.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask,
serious?
Yeah.
If you ask the residents of Kokma,
then Ghana we go tired.
You see,
So this place we work is the best in Ghana.
Yeah, with
no. With all the shit in the gutters, forget my friend. Sorry.
This place perfect peace.
Oh no.
In this dark world of sin.
Forgive me.
In service delivery,
I go die.
The consumer is the one who tells you whether you are doing well or not, right?
Colleague Crotte is the best in Ghana.
So
no, we are sorry, Bernard. We are sorry. We are sorry.
Stop.
Our listeners live across the country. Perhaps why would they think they live in the best district, municipality, or assembly? What is the model example?
That's a good question.
Of an effective
local
district
governance that is working.
That is working.
It's not working anywhere.
Oh, it's possible to get one.
I'm coming to mention
maybe Akosombo or something.
It just satisfies sin.
So are you saying that if we were to rank objectively to say, are you telling me that out of the 251 assemblies, there isn't one that is working so well?
That would tick all the boxes.
Yes, you get
all
4
the boxes.
Accountability, ownership, effectiveness, efficiency.
And we haven't seen it.
I'm just saying that would be just satisfying.
You don't think there's one that's doing extremely well?
No, you see, because the way local governance works here, if you enter a space and the space is functional,
you will know. You will see it.
Nobody needs to tell you.
What we are going to find
maybe
out
Sunyani.
We are going to find out.
They are complaining.
We are going to find out that they are doing well in certain areas. For instance, if you go to the Volta region,
yes,
a lot of the places are clean. And from an outsider's,
it looks like it's working.
It looks
like
you
have to ask the insiders.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we know that we have a problem with the setup, and we cannot pretend anymore that it's working.
Let me ask you one last question. With the kind of mandate that this current president has, despite political pressure to continue of giving people jobs, don't you think he has a unique chance to change the system? Because he does have a re-election. He's governed for 4 years. He's been 4 years vice president. So he probably is the best person to say, let's for once try and... Because for me, there's a tension between what political people want to do and what all of us who believe that we have... Because I'm not saying all political people are bad, but I'm saying that generally the pressure that the politicians give for appointments overrides developmental issues. So there's always a tension between making the party happy and making the country go forward. This is generally the tension.
My position on that would be to ask a question. What does the local government service say?
We don't even know who the head of the local government service is.
No, but we don't need the head.
The system.
They have a voice.
What does their system say? They have a technical directive.
Nalag or what?
Whichever one, I'm just saying. They are the ones who, in a running system, would be able to tell the presidency that this is the current state we are in. This is where we need to be. I'll read you 3 paragraphs from Dr. Awochi. if you allow me. I think he used to be director. I don't know if he's still director.
Dr. Awachi.
Local Governance School.
Okay, yeah.
Institute of Local Government Studies.
Yeah.
Yes. He says many LGs, that's local governments, are overwhelmingly centralized in their provision. Having practiced that decentralization framework for over 3 decades, there are clear signs of progress plateauing, with further investments in the policy appearing to yield little results. So it is time to change direction. Whatever consideration went into the decision to put decentralization under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, we can assume that it was based on a desire to reinvigorate the policy and practice. With contemporary development emphasizing job creation, inclusive growth, and democratic deepening, our decentralization policy framework should also shift emphasis towards the promotion of local economic development under democratic local governance systems. This proposition will find expression in chapters 35(6), 36(2), and 20 of the Constitution. Democratic developmental local governance is anchored on the devolution of power to local governments, prioritizing local product development for exports, job creation, and income growth. Now, this is it for me. It is based on the performance of elected mayors whose grip on power is dependent on the social economic investment they enable in localities. In much of Asia, which is what was mentioning, we mentioned Hong Kong, attention on LGs focuses on the promotion of LED,
local economic development,
efficient service delivery that our decentralization has focused on in the past has been the least of their burdens.
So for us, we are even thinking of service delivery.
Yes.
We are not even thinking of economic development.
Yes, because the LGs have moved on.
No, actually,
you're talking about in Asia.
No, here in Ghana, the Local Government Act 936 actually states economic development.
But it's not been prioritized by our people.
So he says,
because we have resituated the economic development to the center.
Exactly the point.
Because there's money involved.
That's the
and
point.
People want to control the money.
That's the point.
And he makes that point. Let me wrap up for you. He says,
that's the point.
Ghana's LGs are far behind.
Too much.
In the transition from traditional service delivery orientation to LED.
Merci.
Attempts to promote local industrialization in the form of one district, one factory has been centrally driven, showing again our inclination to centralization.
That's the point.
Although we pretend to implement decentralization.
So we are actually not in. So basically, we are all saying the same thing. There's too much meat to be chewed. So the center is too strong. If you really want to give the people development, break up that center to empower. Let's take a short break. When we come back, Effective Living Series continues. We won't solve all Ghana's problems in a day, but at least we've given you some insights. Stay with us.
Cantaman to stop.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Central University, Ghana's premier private university, invites applications for admissions for the 2024-2025 academic year. Apply now to enjoy our flexible payment terms. We also have exclusive discounts for all alumni, ICGC members, ICGC pastors, and their children. Call us on 0307-020-540 or visit www.central.edu.gh for further details. Central University, raising transformational leaders through faith, integrity, and excellence.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement, unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleans for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleans your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Germs, that's clean soap. Clean.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
This is the Effective Living series here on 97.3 Citi FM and on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko Sarah Mashong Abe. You can call me Apioko. Now in 2025 here on the Effective Living series, we've been talking about resetting yourself personally and really in every aspect of your life, from business to family, you name it, to your health. We are resetting. In week 2, we've been discussing resetting your personal economy. Resetting your personal economy. Now today, we're staying within that broad theme, but we're getting into something that's really interesting. How to establish side hustles and to do so properly. Okay. So how to properly establish side hustles. Now, don't forget that the Effective Living Series 2025 is sponsored by Hallmark Cafe, and they are doing some really, really brilliant things that you need to know about. I'm going to have a conversation with my guest today. Her name is Tonisha Tego. She's no stranger to this series. She's been here already this week, but today she's talking about how to properly establish side hustle. She's a CEO of Apples and Pears and the creator of the Ladies Entrepreneurship Club, also known as the LEC. Tonisha's going to speak to us, give us some nuggets, and then when we're done, I'll have a sit-down conversation with her. Don't go anywhere. This is the Effective Living series.
Hello again. As Apioko said, my name is Tanisha, but of course you can also call me Tony. So today we are having a very interesting conversation about one of the topics that is absolutely one of my favorites, and it's entrepreneurship. So yes, of course, the session is about how to properly establish a side hustle. But you may notice on my slides, I changed it to a small business, because if we're going to properly establish this side hustle, then that must be because we want it to ultimately become a bigger business. So we're going to be talking about how to properly establish a small business, otherwise known as a side hustle today. So first off, before we even get into this conversation, I actually want to talk about why entrepreneurship itself is important outside of just having a business. The first one is, believe it or not, it makes you a much better employee. The truth of the matter is that when you try entrepreneurship and then you fail and you go back into the world of work, you understand a lot more about how difficult it really is to be a leader in the workplace. And you're more likely to be a better employee and someone who's consciously has selected that they would like to be an employee, because entrepreneurship and leadership of that nature is not for them. So it's fundamental for that reason. 2, it helps to diversify our income sources. Throughout the last 12, 24, 36 months, we have seen the economy change in so many different drastic ways. And so without our ability to monitor and manage that process and make sure that we have more revenue coming in when we need, of course, we'll suffer as entrepreneurs. It also provides financial security and flexibility because it teaches us financial literacy. The more you understand about money and about how money works and how to manage it, the more of it you can keep and the more you can grow. And lastly, it allows us to pursue our passions while maintaining a main job. So the key here is we are talking about side hustles and small businesses. We're not talking about leaving our jobs because some people like me, I'm an academic, I'm a dean when I work. I love my job. I don't want to never do my job again. I like the idea though of having a business that runs alongside that. So the first thing is our ability to choose the best business for us. So there's a lot of factors that we have to consider, but the most important thing is it's the best business for you, not for someone else, not that you saw someone else do, not that the TV said it's good to get into, the best business for you, because you have to design a life that you will love. So just because someone else makes money doing something that means they wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning doesn't mean you want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And doesn't mean you have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to make that amount of money. So you have to focus on the type of business that's best for you. You have to be willing to accept all the tests that your industry offers. For example, if you work in imports, we know that the fees at the ports are high. No one wants to hear you complaining about high import fees every day. That is a major test of your industry. We also want you to be able to think about how to assess your skills, your interests, and the market demand. Do you have the skills needed to start this business? Do you have the interest in this area in order to sustain your interest when that times are very hard? And did somebody tell you they want this thing? Is there a demand in the market? You want to start small with low risk options. I always say to people that means starting something where you find staff and you get those staff to sell the thing. Because the sooner that you learn how to recruit, train and retain staff and get them to be trustworthy and to do things for you, the better you'll be in the long term. So you want to start with something that's very small, simple, low risk. Maybe like selling fried plantain or selling granuts or selling something, something very simple. An example of this is things like freelancing, online tutoring, e-commerce, blogging, etc. Once you've figured out the business that's best for you, it's time to go into the planning phase. Planning is the key, right? So you want to do some research. Who wants to buy this? And so I'll help you with some early research. Your customers are not you, your friends, or your family. No, your first customers are more likely to be strangers. And by that, I don't mean your first people who support you by buying. I mean your first customers, right? So do the research, find out who those people are, how much they're willing to pay, the highest and the lowest points, and validate your idea by getting them to actually pay that amount of money. Create a simple business plan, not a complicated business plan, a simple business plan. That includes thinking only about goals that you have for your business. So how much you want to make within a certain amount of time, the audience and who you want to sell it to, and how much it's going to cost you to do that and how much money you're going to make from it. And then start to define your unique selling proposition, which is if there were 5 of you doing the same thing, standing in a line, why would I buy it from you? Next up, we want to think about creating that balance. We found our great business. We planned it out. The next thing we need to do is create the balance because as I said before, it's a balance between the job that you're doing and you probably love and entrepreneurship because you could do with some more money. So 3 things you want to do. You want to set those boundaries and set those schedules. You want to prioritize your tasks. You want to figure out which tasks are best for me to be focused on doing, right? And a good way to do prioritization is to actually take your calendar and do something called time blocking. So you might say to yourself, for example, every Tuesday morning at 10, I do some budgeting research. Every Thursday evening at 7, I will scroll Instagram to do some market research. And of course, you want to make sure that you avoid burnout by looking after yourself throughout. So even in that time blocking, you want to make sure you have some time to sleep, to talk to family, to handle your kids, deal with your relationship, go to church, whatever it is that makes you feel better as a person. Next, we can start to look at the legal and financial setup. We've done enough research. We're probably going to go into this area. So we want to check on the laws for this particular side hustle that we need to make sure that we understand and we follow. Then we want to register the business once it's official. Once we know what we're doing, we definitely want to look at registering that and following the law. And then we want to start looking at how we manage our accounts so we can start to think about collecting revenue. So we definitely want to have separate accounts for what we do in our personal life and what we do in our business life. And even sometimes, even for the business, we might still want to have separate accounts. And then, of course, the key to every business is sales, sales, sales. Sales, sales, sales. You have to learn how to sell. You have to sell. There is no such thing as modesty in sales. You have to sell. Every time you choose not to sell something, think about it like this. There is someone in their house crying in the corner because they can't have access to something, or they think they can't have access to something. Meanwhile, you have it. You're being modest. It's not modest. If you have something other people want, sell it. The people that want it will buy it. Keys to this is learn how to sell in the first place. Learn how to accept rejection from the people who it's not for, right? You thought it was for them. It's not for them. Let it go. Learn why you were rejected. Learn how to find the right customer. Sell, sell, sell. And if necessary, leave that particular environment, that market, learn somewhere else, earn somewhere else, and then return to that place. Okay? At that point, once you've learned how to sell, of course, you can begin to scale. Scaling is not mandatory, but when we go to scale, nowadays it's better to scale with technology first. You want to build systems. You want to create process instructions. So when you start to scale with people, you could teach them how to do things the way you want it done. And then you want to try and see where with technology you can automate any repetitive tasks, and then start to outsource the work as your side hustle grows, and then reinvest that profit into your growth. Along the way, you'll obviously have some challenges. So things like time constraints, remembering we're balancing a side hustle, a small business with a job. So you'll have time constraints. And of course, in the beginning with the business, you're likely to have inconsistent income. If it's your first business, I suggest that you go into something that people buy all the time, like water. Keep it simple. Don't get creative with your first business. Creativity and passion are for your third and fourth business idea, which are heavily funded by the money from your first, second, and third. And solutions to this is looking at things like time management, using applications, and then building yourself a savings buffer. So conclusions of our discussion is entrepreneurship will transform you. It transforms passions and skills into additional income streams. But success requires implementation. You actually have to do the thing you have to do, time management and dedication. Entrepreneurship also provides financial literacy skills, financial security, and personal fulfillment. And every successful business starts with an idea, but you have to have the courage and the willingness to act. And along the way, make sure you embrace the challenges and you innovate so that you can grow sustainably. It's been a pleasure again presenting to you. And I look forward to joining Apyoko on the sofa so we can talk some more.
This is still the Effective Living series here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. My name is Apyoko. If you are just tuning in, then you've missed a brilliant, by all standards, presentation by my guest for today, Tanisha Tego. She's the CEO of Apples and Pears, and she's also the creator of the Ladies Entrepreneurship Club. We're talking today about how to properly establish side hustles. And this is within the bigger context of what we're doing this week. The focus for this week is resetting your personal economy, resetting your personal finances. Now, I'm just going to have a conversation with Tony about some of the things that she's spoken about in this presentation. And hopefully you have your pens, your papers, your notebooks, your phones, whatever it is, your tablets ready to jot down the notes you need if 2025 is your year of establishing that side hustle. Again, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Hallmark Cafe, for joining us on this journey, on this ride for the Effective Living Series 2025. Tony,
Hi.
That was very simple, very practical. So many people over time have struggled with this idea of how do I get my side hustle going? And I like what you said at the very beginning, that you can't think of it as a side hustle. You need to think of it as a legitimate business before you can even get it up and running. So let's just hammer on that aspect a little bit. A lot of people say, okay, yeah, but what's the difference between doing a side hustle and then, calling it a business? How does that really demarcates the two? Let's go into that.
So, the reason I don't like the phrase side hustle is because if you call it a side hustle, what is the point? What is a side hustle? When you go to register your company, there's no registration of side hustle.
It's a registration of a business.
It's a business.
Yes.
When you go to open the bank account, there's no side hustle account. It's just I think it's like a phrase that other people used in other parts of the world and that they gave to us. Now, we are a very entrepreneurial society here in Ghana.
Naturally so.
Yeah. Naturally. So we just start businesses. And in fact, most people I've spoken to have had some sort of this small business from very young or helped their family member with a small business. Even if they're an entrepreneur today, an employee today, an executive, they've done something in entrepreneurship. So that's the first reason I don't like side hustle, because it kind of dilutes our entrepreneurship in Ghana, right? In Ghana, we're very serious entrepreneurs. The second reason is your side hustle can sometimes be your main squeeze, right? And for a lot of people, their side hustle is their main squeeze.
Actually,
a lot of people actually live off the money of their side hustle and choose to do the job they do because they're invested personally in that career path.
So they either love what they're doing at their job, they're passionate about it, or they want to continue to grow.
Yes, they have an aspiration to be in a certain job, right? So for example, when I was starting off in academia, I really knew, I did actually know I wanted to be a dean. I wanted to be exactly an associate dean of learning and teaching. So up until that day, I stuck it through because I wanted to do that. But in the beginning, the pay was terrible. If not for my company, I would not have survived, right? But by the time I got to that job, I had a choice. Once I saw the real kind of restrictions of it and what it wanted me to do in certain organizations and the fact that my side hustle was really my main squeeze, I decided to make a choice, but not a permanent choice, a temporary choice. And I already miss it and it's only been a year, so I know I will go back. So the thing is, I think that we can say that we have a career path and an entrepreneurial journey. There's nothing wrong with that.
We have a career path and we have an entrepreneurial journey.
Exactly.
Right.
And those two can exist. Two things can be true together at the same time.
That's very interesting. I like to say I have 2 full-time jobs. I don't even call what I do with poetry and art and all of that a side hustle.
Exactly, because it would dilute it. It would make it so small.
It would. And then, like you're saying, and thinking about it, it actually then has always put me in the right mind space to attach importance and seriousness to everything that I do.
Exactly.
And that has made the difference in how it's yielded for me.
Exactly.
But let's just stay with this a little bit. This term entrepreneurship, you said something that sometimes you may even go on that entrepreneurial journey and realize that that's not for you. But it allows you to understand the kinds of sacrifices and how complicated and complex being an entrepreneur is. So now when you work within an institution where you're being employed by the institution or by someone else, you have more respect and more knowledge from where that person is coming from. I've also heard you use a lot over time in dealing with you outside of what we're doing today, the term an entrepreneur. Let's talk about that.
Well, look at you.
Yes, I learned. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So, I love that you brought that out. And actually, I should have brought that out myself, shouldn't I, really? But an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur inside a company. So if we think about MTN mobile money, who thought of that? And who proposed it to MTN to now it's an MTN product? That person probably is just an employee. They probably just pitched it at work, right? But that was a small business. There's now a whole total different business arm. Same thing in Apple. If you think about the person who said, let's make an Apple Watch. Apple Watch is a totally different arm from the iPhone, from the MacBook, from all the different products that they have. So that's what an entrepreneur does. An entrepreneur may or may not have acquired entrepreneurial skills in an entrepreneurial setting, but they have the passion for that business as though it's their own, and the idea generation comes, and they're really willing to take on the creation of new things, like, and give birth to new things in an organization. To be honest, they're some of the most perfect staff. They're some of the most perfect staff, because what has happened is over time, they've embodied the understanding of what this organization is trying to become, right? If you think about a company as a child, they've seen this child and said, oh, I get it. We want you to be a doctor. And so they're fully invested now. They're more than just a nanny or a driver. They're like, no, this child is going to be the doctor of the house, right? And that's what that kind of entrepreneur does. The entrepreneur says, oh, I get it. We want to be the best this company. Well, if we're going to be the best this company, we need to also add this. And I want to lead that, and I want to take that idea forward. And even when they lose the idea, you'll always hear them bragging. Usually if they were treated nicely, bragging positively, saying, oh yeah, you know, I was the one that introduced the Apple Watch, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what an entrepreneur is.
Wonderful. Tony, let's go for a quick break. We have to hear from our sponsors, Hallmark Cafe. We'll be right back, and then we get back into the conversation.
This is your chance to be served by a robot at Accra's premier destination for fine dining, Hallmark Cafe, located in Jowolu, just after the Allied filling station. It's the perfect spot for delectable pastries, desserts, hot and cold beverages, as well as a variety of continental and local dishes to satisfy your cravings. Enjoy convenient staff lunch services, expert kitchen management, and outdoor event hosting. Here, simply press a button and your waitress will be at your table in no time. Visit Hallmark Cafe today and experience the future of fine dining. Call us now at 053-73-44095 to make your reservation. Hallmark Cafe. Delight in every sip and bite.
We're back, and it's still the Effective Living series here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko. My guest today is Tonisha Tego. She's the CEO of Apples and Pears and the creator of the Ladies Entrepreneurship Club. And we've been talking about how to properly establish side hustles. Now, between Tony and I, we have an agreement that side hustle is a great way to describe what it is, but getting into the right mindset, the right mind frame, you need to call it a small business in your entrepreneurial journey, as opposed to your career path, which is what your mainline job, your, as some people say, 9 to 5 would be. These days, we don't even have 9 to 5s, you know.
We have 24
8 to 10, so 24 hours. No, that's what it is, really.
Yeah.
You know, without it even being an official government thing, people are working around the clock.
People are, yeah.
And Tony, I'm very happy that you've said this, because I feel like people think, oh, 5 p.m., the day is done, and that's the end. If you really want to succeed in your personal economy and in your side hustle, in that entrepreneurial journey, how necessary is it for you to think beyond 5 p.m. and understand that you need to be able to tap into the 24 hours of the day somehow?
So, you know, the funny thing is, ordinarily, and I think for a long time, I would have answered that from the perspective of we have to be willing to do business when our client needs us. And that is also true. But over the last, I'd say, you know, since the pandemic, I realized something else. We have to be willing to do business when we want. So, for example, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I love to just get my laptop out, do some coding, some creating, some research before the world wakes up in the time zone I'm in. I love it. And even when I go to a new country, the moment that my body adjusts to be able to wake me at 3, I'm happy. I'm like, okay, now I've arrived, right? So I think that's important because, you know, the nature of 9 to 5 is a preset time based on so many external factors that are imposed on us. The research says, and it's very obvious to find, and the pandemic showed it, not everyone is the most productive between 9 to 5.
That's true.
Also, depending on the type of business you're selling, your customers aren't available between 9 to 5.
Very true.
So if and let's say if you have a restaurant for students, they're not eating between 9 to 5.
I mean, there may be snacks and lunches in between.
That's
but
it.
Where they're going to sit down and really have fun as
breakfast
people.
or after school.
Yeah.
Or even maybe lunch. If you're lucky, you can cater to the school. But really, you have to know your lane. You have to find your lane. And that's why I mentioned about designing a life you'll love. You have to pick the business knowing about yourself and your nature. If you are not the most productive between 9 to 5, a consultancy is not going to work for you because your client's going to want to see you between 9 to 5, right? So what is it that you like to do? If you like to stay up, like one of my graphic designers loves to stay up all night doing graphic design. I'm not staying up all night to approve the graphic design. So we have to find a way to work because he's very good and I'm very tired. So we find a pattern. But, within that is you have to understand how you work and how others are in your industry.
So a lot of people would raise the issue of funding. I want to establish this business on the side, right? But I don't have the funding for it.
Then don't do it. It's not for you.
It's as simple as
Start the business you can afford. Yeah. What is the one easiest and cheapest thing we can always sell? Is knowledge.
Knowledge.
And knowledge is power. And that's all. I mean, that is it. Like someone wants to know something that you know and everybody knows. Children. I mean, in the UK, I used to work at an organization called, Ultra Education. Our youngest entrepreneur, starts at age 6. And I think he was age 6 or 7. We already had him on TV. He's one of the UK's top chefs. He makes vegan food. So if you Google UK young top vegan chef, you'll see this little Caribbean boy that started since he was 6 years old. He knew how to make his little vegan things, which are raw anyway, most of the time, and put them together. And he just he had a really bubbly personality and wanted to be a YouTuber. So camera on, point camera, that's it. Years later,
what he's good at.
Yeah, he has his own lines of this and that, of food and bits. And so knowledge is the first thing you need to sell. And unless, I don't know, unless there's also something like procrastination. Procrastination makes us like fear. First of all, fear can lead us to procrastinate. And that procrastination means that we'll do anything because we're so afraid except for the thing we're supposed to do. So we'll like wash the dishes, clean the house, argue with someone or anything except for the one thing we're supposed to do. Now that comes out of a very important place because fear is always information. So if you don't approach and handle fear, you don't listen to it, then you're more likely to procrastinate and then you're more likely to not be willing to do the things you want to do. And then that's why you can't sell knowledge. Right? Or sell free things. Or put things in front of you and build all these, I need a billboard. I need leaflets. I need a business card. I need this. No. If you were really good at that thing and you would have, other people would know that by now.
Right. Okay. So lastly, and we're wrapping up the conversation. How do you identify your billable skills? Those skills, you've spoken about knowledge, but there's also something to be said about skills, talents, gifts. How do you identify those things that people would pay for, that will become the business? Because business, when you talk about business, there's an element of transaction, financial transaction in there, right? Otherwise, it's a charity. And even then, there's still financing involved.
Exactly. Charity is expensive.
Yeah. So how do you identify your billable skills to say that, okay, this is the one that if I develop it properly, if I establish it properly, this could be my business moneymaker?
Okay. So the first thing you do is do you remember when I said leave, learn, earn, return? The first thing you do most of the time is leave. So remembering that your friends and family are not your first market. You need to go into not leave, you don't have to move house, but you need to take your mind out of that space. Saying, I'm going to serve the people that want this kind of service. When you do that, it's much easier to identify your skills. When you try and identify the billable skills you can sell to your friends and family in your own space, of course, fear. Procrastination, how do I do it? The moment I say to you, okay, look, I'm going to drop you in the middle of China and you're going to have to figure out what you're going to sell. You'll already start thinking long before you arrive in China what you're going to sell. Suddenly flood of ideas. Yeah. So how to identify is to leave, learn, earn, return. Like mentally leave that picture so you can learn about how, what people buy, how much they pay for, and then figure out from those what you have. The other thing is you have AI. Because the truth is, if you tell AI, I'm good at this, and I want to be able to sell my skills and bill for hours, and I want to make around this, AI will tell you, then do it like that.
Very practical.
Very
using
practical.
AI.
That's why you have to leave mentally leave your social environment to be able to come up with those ideas, because otherwise everybody else's voices drown you.
Wonderful. Tanisha Tego, thank you very much. Tanisha is the CEO of Apples and Pears, and she's the creator of the Ladies Entrepreneurship Club. We've been talking about how to properly establish side hustles, and in Tony's words, how to properly establish your entrepreneurial journey, and it doesn't have to mean that you are leaving your mainline job, your mainline career, or throwing those aspirations away. But it does mean that you have to be serious about that business, about that entrepreneurial journey that you want to embark on, so that you don't just leave it to be a side thing. Okay. And we've been talking about this within the bigger context of what we're doing this week. We're talking about how to reset your personal economy, your personal finances. What are the things that you can do? What are the things that you should be paying attention to make sure that personally your economy is fine before you even start thinking about the national one. My name is Apioko. This is the Effective Living Series 2025, and we're proudly sponsored by the Hallmark Cafe.
Beautiful people. Beautiful people. Beautiful people. Don't you know? Don't you know? You're beautiful. Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? Beautiful. Don't you know? No, no. Live your life. Live your life. Let that love inside. It's your life, it's your life. Got to live it right. Take your time, take your time. Take this sexy time. Lose your head, lose your head. The beauty's deep inside, inside you. Don't let them bring you down.
Instructive learning experience on how to properly establish your side hustles. Remember, in previous episodes, we've been told to increase our income and reduce our spending. And so today, we've learned how to properly establish side hustles. Tanisha Tego was Apioko's guest. She is CEO of Apples and Pears Limited, an executive coach. Very interesting conversation there. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we have some of your comments and we'll be wrapping up. But before that break, if you're looking for litigation-free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate, specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra and Ebri, with land starting at 90,000 Ghana cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. Visit us at Cantonment opposite Soul Clinic International School or call 055 755 909 027 277 880. Send us an email at info at Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. Official poll, give your eye the best attention and care it deserves this year. Don't play with your eyes, crowd. With 34 years plus of experience, Roberts & Sons Limited Optical Services continues to offer comprehensive eye care services, which include all-day comprehensive eye testing with modern equipment, eye specialist services, pediatric eye care services, visual field testing, optical coherence tomography scan, 100% original and unbeatable frames and optical products, including contact lenses and solutions. Find us around the country and the city. We have Robert & Sons Optical in Adabaka, Osudankwa Circle, Tema Community 6, Waja, East Legon, Adenta, and Kumasi. Please call 0302-222-601, 050-151-9111. Visit us on www.robertandsonsoptical.com, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Robert and Sons Limited. Robert and Sons Optical Services, seeing is believing. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we'll wrap it up.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. At Heritage Christian University, you're assured of quality education. We offer programs like Bachelor of Business Administration, Community Development and Theology, Theology and Ministry, Psychology, Nursing, Information Technology, Information Security, and Business Information Technology. Professional programs like ICA, CIMG, CIHRM, ABE. We also offer short courses on media and IT. What makes Heritage stand out is our experienced and scholar practitioner faculty, entrepreneurial training with financial support, ultra-modern facilities, and hostels. Qualifications for entry is WASI or SSC or GBCE, HND or Diploma Top-Up. Mature 25 years and above. Heritage is located at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Contact us on 054-777-7731 or 020-229-8399 or www.hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Let's clean soap, clean.
Join the fun and excitement of an 8-day trip through 14 regions around Ghana. That's the Heritage Caravan 2025.
The places we visited, the road trip itself was awesome.
Everything was good, yes. Even the Bui Dam was very educational.
If you're a lover of nature, adventure, road trips, or you just want to get away for a few days, then Heritage Caravan is the perfect experience for you.
It gave us an opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful way. It's my first time visiting most of the attractive sites that we went to, and it was amazing. And the people, the connection.
A week of an immersive Ghanaian experience, be it food, music, nature, culture, or history, the Heritage Caravan has it all. And you'll definitely have a blast when it comes to the Jama on the bus, the networking, and the bonding. Heritage Caravan 2025 is from the 2nd to the 9th of March 2025. Call 0205-973-973 now to secure your seat on the Caravan.
It was an out of this world experience. I want to register before I leave here this evening, and I'll make an advance payment immediately. I don't want to miss out. You have to experience this. You have to experience this.
The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie milk shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
Are you looking for an institution of higher learning to unlock your potentials? Look no further than Valley View University, Ghana's premier chartered private university. Valley View University offers undergraduate and postgraduate degree programs in business administration, education, computer science, agriculture science, agribusiness, information technology, nursing and midwifery, development studies. Join a community that shapes character and provides excellent education. Apply now, www.admissions.vvu.edu.gh. For enquiries, call 050-970-3052 or 030-7011-846. Valley View University, excellence, integrity, and service.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
I'm 53 after 9. Wishing our richest auntie a truly blessed birthday. On this special day, we pray that you feel the warmth of God's love surrounding you. Remember the beautiful promise in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future, declares the Lord. As you celebrate another year of life, may your heart be filled with joy and may you embrace the journey ahead with faith and hope. You are cherished and we are grateful for you. We hope you enjoyed every moment of your day. We will see you later, sent with love from your strategy family. It's also the birthday of Nick Paku Samoa Ado. Happy birthday, sir. Sister Graham is in the studio with me as well. Charlie, they say we should properly establish the side hustle. So do you have a side hustle?
Oh, not yet.
You don't have?
I don't have it.
But you need a side hustle.
I do.
Oh, so
I do. Everybody needs a side
you,
hustle.
You know,
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You're the one who's been. Look at you. How long have you been here building your brand?
My friend.
Right now, if you go and think for watching, they are happy to do. They ask for autograph and things.
Go ahead, sit down. There are some comments, but I have some important announcements for you. Join us every day at the African Regent Hotel for delightful welcome drinks, mouth-watering delicacies, soothing melodies, and a relaxed atmosphere. All at unbeatable offers, plus take advantage of our special holiday accommodations for a complete getaway experience. Come for unforgettable performances this and every Friday at Zong inside the African Regent Hotel from 6 p.m. If you're in need of a morning equipped space for conferences, meetings, events, and parties, we are call aware as well. WhatsApp us, caller 02682653886 0302765180. Call us, WhatsApp us, make your reservations. You can also email us on mkt@african-regent-hotel.com. African Regent Hotel, simply Afropolitan. Exciting news for all University of Ghana students. Prudential Bank makes fee payment easy. University of Ghana students can conveniently pay fees by dialing UG USS code short code *772 *100# or via the UG online payment portal. African students can also make payments seamlessly with the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System PAPS. Alternatively, visit any Prudential Bank branch nationwide to pay your fees. Open an account at Prudential Bank today and receive a free MasterCard. T's and C's apply. For more information, please call Prudential Bank on 05518558585 0551858585 888 if you want. 0302750420 is also there. Another number. And visit www.prudentialbank.com.gh. Prudential Bank, truly dependable. Snack time just got a whole lot better with Munchie milk shortcake. Munchie shortcake, you know.
I hope your nephews are listening.
Zoe was giving me issues yesterday that Charlie.
No, nephews are definitely listening.
Munchie milk shortcake, they say. It's unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients. Munchie milk shortcake is crafted to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and authentic taste of original milk richness, grab a pack of CBO Munchie milk shortcake, Ghana's favorite biscuit brand. Indulge in the milky goodness today. See, you have to get a litigation-free land this year. By all means, get a land, but it must be litigation-free. So contact Royal Kingdom Estate. They specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra and Abri, with land starting at 90,000 Ghana cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. Visit us at Cantonment opposite Soul Clinic International School. Number to call is 055 755 909 027 277 880. Send us an email, info at Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. Happy New Year from Omni Basic Bank. We've got exciting news to start your year right. Our Achimota branch has moved to a bigger and more convenient location. Same friendly faces, same amazing services, better banking experience. You can now locate our Achimota branch at 29 J. Kufu Avenue, Achimota, near Neoplan. For further information, kindly call our 24-hour contact center on 0307 086 000 or 0302 758 555. Here's a toll-free number 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank is at your service. It's top of the hour. Great song. Sikampu Mfanamo. This is Lord Kenya.
I'm not sure. I'm too young to be knowing this.
Oh. But Lord Kenya hasn't got to do with age, size.
You were always on my kids. I don't know this. I'm too young. This was before my time.
Who is on your kid that you're too young?
You said Gen Zs don't know Lord Kenya.
Oh, man, I'm too young for this one.
Oh, Charlie. No, this one, yeah. Get out of the studio. Get out of the studio.
Oh, no. I have too many enemies in this office. I have too many enemies in this office.
I mean, I
have too many enemies.
Lord Kenya. Okay. But how are you there? I mean, you have grown with Lord Kenya, you know. You were there when he was born.
Oh, no, I'm not OJ.
Oh, wow. You will get a memo this morning. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Excellent.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. What's in the news?
Coming up, majority comes the defense of chairman of the appointment committee of accusations of bias and oral committee to present its report to President Mahama in the coming weeks. Details of our stories now.